Okay, here we go. See, yeah, I had to fix something there. The game is probably super loud. Let me fix that. So if the game was super duper loud, turn that down to there. This is why I needed someone. How are the stream messages there? I can't really tell how well they're being displayed, if they're really being displayed at all. I theoretically have a little chat box here. Hopefully it works. Hopefully it functions. Oh, that doesn't work very well. Let me see if I can reposition this so I can actually see my chat. There we go. But yeah, this game is pretty great. I'm going to name my character Green, even though they're blue. I unfortunately cannot choose to play a very green character. Okay, I'm glad it works. But yeah, this game is pretty great. The monster sanctuaries land far from any other human civilization. It's very based upon, well, monster training. While wild monsters are dangerous to humans, monsters raised by them grow loyal to their owners. Yeah, I would normally, I just couldn't, I don't know, this game sounded amazing and I want to try it. Most of the people of the Monster Sanctuary live in the Keeper's Stronghold, and I really need something to test training on. Many of them learn to raise and train monsters. They call themselves Monster Keepers, and for some reason nobody wants to help me test my streams. That's why you're here. Because I need help. Choose the familiar of your bloodline. I don't actually think this, I mean, I think this game is pretty distinctive from Pokemon, honestly. Like, I get that it has similarities, but it's not that close to it. Anyways, who should I pick here? I personally kind of want to try the Toad because he is green, but we also have the Spectral Eagle and the Lion, who I haven't tried. In my single, by myself game, I've been using the Wolf, so not really who I want to go for, but, you know, aside from that, I would love to hear I'd love to hear if anybody wants to see me play anything in particular. Play with any of these in particular. I am curious about, like, because I've played the Wolf, I've seen the Toad fight because I had a trainer battle against the trainer who was using him, because you do have rivals, admittedly, very Pokemon-like. Haven't seen the Eagle or the Lion in battle. So I don't know anything about how those work. The Toad is, he's, like, very tanky and does poison attacks. Choose Lion? Okay. And thanks, that's, very encouraging when I need help testing things. Among the most prestigious monster keepers there are 4 prominent bloodlines. Each of those bloodlines is aided by a spectral familiar. I mean, I guess to be fair, the stream's working. Those familiars are ageless protectors of their family, passed on from one keeper to the next. They're just starting out to become a monster keeper like her ancestors before her. So there's no, like, strange artifacting or lag or anything, right? As with all starting monster keepers, her journey begins in the Keeper's Trail. Her bloodline's familiar bears the form of a spectral lion. Claim your familiar. I'm gonna be lazy. I'm gonna be really lazy with things. Oh, sorry, I didn't realize you wanted it named after you. Sorry, I put that in before you. I was just like, I'm just gonna go right through it. Monsters are wild things. The only reason I'm helping you is the bond I share with your family. Really encouraging, Leo. Dick. Most monsters are less inclined than me to help you. That is why you must always raise your own monsters. They will grow alongside you, just as I will, and they will fight for you. The best way to gain a monster's loyalty is to hatch it from its egg. Of course, you will have to fight to get those monster eggs. Look at the blob over there. Isn't it adorable? Initiate a fight by contact. We shall see if you live up to your ancestors. So I wonder what the lion does. Yeah, now kill it. Time to murder this adorable little slime. Alright, so we have Ignite, so I can do burn, debuff, earth attacks. That's kind of surprising to me. And just straight up claws. I want to set it on fire. I don't have problems. I just want to set it on fire. Oh yeah, the game, I don't think really explains it, but does have a handy thing. Oh yeah, that just has the thing that says buff info, so I can hold it down. So poison to me, burn. Monster sees damage based on own attack or magic value, whichever is higher at the start of each turn. Oh, that's interesting. So burn does more damage to stronger monsters. Bizarre. It's kind of cool though. I'm gonna claw it. So of course the slime isn't taking like I mean it's a slime, it's not gonna take like tons and tons of fire damage. That being said, it's also a slime, and it looked like I think we had a resistance advantage over it, so there's also that. There we go, a blob egg. There we go, you received a blob egg. Now you need to hatch it. Open the inventory to hatch it. Yeah, this game doesn't have any wandering around, there's no steps taken. You just crack the egg open. So let's see, what should we name Blob? Should we name Slime Goo? Why does it not want me to type it in this time? I think I just named mine Slime. Slimy? Yeah, there, I can name him Slimy. Slimy the Slime. Or Goo, whichever you prefer. So he's on my team. That is your first monster you hatched by yourself. Right now it is weak, so you will need to train it. There is much more for it to learn now. You and that blob are quite alike. Thanks. Let's continue on the Keeper's trail. It will lead us to the old Biran, an old friend of mine. A patient teacher to all young keepers who seek guidance. I advise you to listen to him very carefully. Okay. Also, I think the game will explain this in a second, but something I like about this game a lot is the Metroidvania element, where all of your different monsters have different overfield things they can do. Of course, the slimes and the lion don't have anything too crazy, although his isn't bad. I mean, he can break open stuff. I think probably all your default creatures come with the same thing. Oh, cool. Yeah, I think it's a super cool concept. I think that's a very fun thing to have in this sort of game. It kind of means that even when you're collecting, let's say, monsters that aren't really, like, you're not interested in particularly using, because this game has a lot of monsters, and you're not going to be able to fit all of them in your party. But, you know, you always have, a lot of different monsters have different effects, so you might never use a bat, but something like a bat's night vision might come in handy, you know? I don't think that's necessarily spoilers to say. I don't know, whatever. Based on the effectiveness of your combat strategy, you get a rating of 1 to 5 stars. Earning a higher rating increases your chances of getting better drops, like rare monster eggs. But yeah, that's cool. I definitely like the idea. Here it's like basic platforming. Young Keeper. Oh hey, Night Striker, how's it going? 'Tis the Keeper's trails beginning, for all of man, beast, and sanctuary has beginning. How's it going for you? Hopefully well. And here we start encountering more monsters, which is cool, because I get to start doing things like actually making some use of my elements here. Like just setting this nerd on fire. But yeah, every monster seems to have at least one weakness and one resistance. So I've noticed monsters can actually, most, at least at the beginning, don't, but monsters can actually have multiple weaknesses and resistances, I do believe. I can't really tell how it compares to Pokemon with, like, how relevant it is to use the weakness. I feel like it's less relevant to use, but it still is relevant. I just think that probably because it's not a one-on-one game, obviously having a good team composition matters a little bit more than having your opponent's weakness or strength, but it still does matter. Your monsters gain experience, they will level, you can gain new skills, which is another cool difference from like a lot of these sorts of games. There's actually skill trees, and I love skill trees, so I'm all down. I'm probably going to, I'll see what all I have, but I'm honestly probably gonna put a lot of points into the Ignite tree, because I love setting things on fire. It's a lot of fun. Okay, so we have, the Ignite, Storm Rain, and we can get Hybrid Mastery, and Jewel Blast, which is good for crits, Claws, which is also good for crits, or Shred. Why is everything this dude does is freaking crit based, dude? Wow, I guess I picked a crit monster. And yeah, unfortunately the game isn't officially out. It's pretty done though, like it's probably 90% of the way there, and I just wanted to test streaming on something, so I decided to pick a game that I've been playing lately that I'm kind of obsessed with. Higher attacks, crit more, man, I don't know which of these I want. Health proc, interesting. Mana burn. Whenever an enemy takes burn, you regenerate mana? Weird. I mean, it kind of seems like whatever I do with this guy, I'm probably gonna end up wanting to go for a crit build, of some kind. Oh, empower all monsters deal more damage? That kind of also just sounds super good. I don't know if I can, well, I mean, mana burn is still useful. I'm just trying to decide, like, maybe I'm thinking too much about this. The game does luckily let you reset, skill trees. Sorry that I'm taking a while, I always get kind of into this stuff, like, especially in this game. I actually find going through this stat trees really interesting, because I feel like there's always something I want. Let's see here. For now, I'm gonna go for Ignite level 2. and then I'll like unlock more stuff as I go. Ooh, and there we go, already getting a new weapon. Did you know that every one of your monsters has a special ability? Some of them can be used to get rid of obstacles. Use your monster ability to break this wall. Get a ring. It'll be cool. Hey friend, you're just starting as a monster keeper, right? Try to equip your equipment, you idiot. Thanks. Would've never even remotely thought of equipping my equipment. Anyways, you can have this. And, for the moment, I'll give the slime the vital ring just because, I mean, it's early game, he's squishy. Also, yes, a dog with a kunai. It's very anime. Here's a good example. Like, I'll actually do more damage using his special than I would using his normal. Oh yeah, how's the stream running still? I know it's probably mostly running well, but is there any like weirdness with the chat or whatever? Hopefully for whatever reason my positioning got mixed up, so hopefully it still looks good because I had it set up. Last time I was streaming, I had it set up so it was on the right side of the screen, and I had it, like, I felt pretty good about, like, the opacity and everything, and for whatever reason, this time, XSplit was like, you remember those settings that you had that you were fond of? We didn't save any of them. So, you gotta reset up your stream. Also, I got a Vero. What's that again? Oh, the bird. Nice. The bird is super useful. Anyone have any ideas for a bird? I feel like this is already the part of the game where I completely gave up on naming any of my monsters, but if anyone has an idea for a bird name, I want to hear it out. I'll name it out. Anything y'all want. Even things the Twitch would like. That would be pretty amazing, Night Striker. There's gotta be a penguin monster in this game, I'm sure of it. Haven't seen one yet, but there's definitely one. This game has a pretty solid set of variety. Alright, well, seems no one's too partial on bird names, so let's just, I don't know. There we go, Flyboy. Okay, so Slimy. Some things I won't take any time on because I already know what I want out of the monsters. Like Slimy, I immediately want mana upkeep. Mana upkeep is super duper useful to have, and I actually think I'm gonna build my bird differently than I did last time. I actually want to give him buffs. I think that sounds fun. Making him my buff bitch. That sounds mean. It's kind of true though. So the bird's actually one of my favorites because it helps with platforming. So I might not use him all the time in combat. I'm probably going to mix things up, but he gives you a nice little double jump. Hide. Let's see. Once again, let's give it to you because your defense is kind of crappy. My starter has pretty decent defensive stats, so I'm not too worried about him dying, at least not yet. Men prospered through generations, founded cities and nations, connected by dirt and wheel, and later by steam and steel. Something I actually like a lot about this game is it does get tough. It does not get tough immediately, but it does get tough. Oh, now, mana regen, you actually can have, because you probably need it, because I already upgraded one of your abilities. I wonder if you can get up there and fight that thing with, like, a double jump or something. Oops. That was a long fall. Give me that. Tamed a gauntlet. Ooh, crit chance. Give it to you. believe he has some crit moves. Okay, so we got to... I'll go this way just so you guys can see it. My thing will be like, this is the path to Keeper's Stronghold. We should continue on the Keeper's Trail first and visit Old Buran. So we can't go that way yet. We also can't go down yet because we're not acrobatic enough, even with our burden. One of those jumps that a part of me is, nah, I don't think you can. Sometimes there's some jumps in this game where I feel like you can make it when you're not supposed to be able to. This one you definitely can't, mostly because of the ceiling. I don't think there's any way to make the jump. Also, we just got copper. There is crafting in this game. It's not too bad though. It's a pretty decent system. Oh, also, Acid Rain gives the weak buff, which is useful. I don't know if I'd say it has a million side quests or not, but that's fair. Alright, let's give a sidekick. Now, sidekick's fun because it gives an extra hit at the end of your attack, so like that. You do your normal attack, and then you do the little extra hits, which is pretty useful. Let's go ahead and buff with Might too. Actually, I kind of like this combo. I kind of like having a buffing character. It's not too bad. Honestly, I already think I like this character. I also think I already like the... Well, I'll have to see. I'm thinking I'm liking the Lion more than I like the Ice Wolf, but I'll have to see as I play the game. I'll admit I'm more partial to the burn status effect than I am the ice status effect in this game, though I'm willing to bet if you are really good at stacking it, the ice status effect probably breaks the game. I just prefer damage status effect, because the freeze status effect decreases mana regeneration, which I haven't really gone over. Man knew of those who wait in the woods and caverns beyond, yet for the treasures within he longed, for the greed of kings was great. So, yeah, every attack takes mana, and, you have a mana regeneration per turn, and if you can't recover, enough mana to use your moves constantly, you have to use lower level moves and stuff like that. So, oops. Fucking Windows. Sorry about the Windows sounds. I'm going to turn those off. Because Windows ruins just literally everything. Which is to be expected at this point. Yeah, I'd say it's a little closer to something like Dragon Quest Monsters than Pokemon. I don't know how the difficulty is in that game, but I wouldn't be surprised if the difficulty is similarly comparable. I feel like this game is... it doesn't start that way, but I feel like it becomes a lot harder than most Pokemon games tend to be. Because I'd say, a lot of Pokemon games stay on the side of being fairly, fairly simple. Like, they do eventually get harder, but I think it takes a lot longer than it does in this game. In this game, past the first dungeon, the game, like, legitimately, I had a lot of trouble beating my rival the first time in this game. It can be kind of hard. But I don't think that's a bad thing per se. Actually, I think it's pretty fun. Alright. Crit damage, or I think Stone Rain. Oh, nice. That's pretty fun. I don't think you can, no, you can't capture bosses in this game. This game does have bosses, which can also be not, kind of hard. Alright, nice. Another couple of eggs. You can actually get duplicates in this game of eggs, and the game does have use for them. I'm not gonna bother naming the Mag Miller. And I actually like the name of Rocky, so I'm probably just gonna keep that, but I'm actually probably gonna use... I think I'm gonna use Rocky. Rocky is actually pretty good. Is that half the fun? I don't know. I mean, that sounds really annoying to me, but I mean, to be fair, I think you can technically capture that type of monster. I think the bosses are just, like, beefed up versions of normal monsters, basically. What do I want? Okay, I want Restore, and I want Channel. Which Channel makes it so active skills take less mana. Alright, crit damage, crit chance? Hybrid Mastery is actually pretty... Hybrid Mastery might not be bad for an early on skill. Again, I could just also beef your magic rating, which would... Okay, that's +7. I wish this told me how much it did. 10% of... That'd be around the same. Actually, I might do Hybrid Mastery. I feel like that's not bad for Leo. I'm not even gonna bother with Mag Miller. Do not care, or Magma Pillar. Do not care. It is not something that I really care about. Yeah, 10% skills with level. Very true. So in general, that one's good to have. Also, we got a couple of weapons. I don't think I really want either of these for you. Morning Star. The bird doesn't really do magic, so I can give the bird a Morning Star. Hey Rocky, the heck do you have again for attacks? A punch combo and a leaf slash, so I shouldn't give you an orb. Although your healing is based off of magic. I'll worry about that later. I don't think at the moment it's really worth giving him, Oh wait, there we go. Let's at least give you a stick back. And a ring. You know, I'm not sure how he uses a stick or a cestus, or any weapons. That's a good question. I don't really know. What I do know is that he gives the channel buff, which is one of those buffs I'm particularly fond of. This game, I feel like a lot more than a game like than a lot of games. A lot of JRPGs. This game has a very heavy emphasis on buffs and debuffs. They are super relevant through the game, and can very well change the tide of battle. So, you know, they're cool. I like it. His punch combo is not terrible. Finish that? No. What the? Oh wait, I should have... Whatever. I was gonna be like I should have done a buff, but at this point it doesn't matter too much. I mean, early on in general, the battles aren't too hard. It's one of those funny cases where I don't know how I feel about the rating system. Not to say it's bad, but it's definitely one of those things where I feel like it changes the way, and maybe this is intentional, it feels like it changes the way I think about battles. Because even easy battles, I'm always like, I wonder if I could be doing these more efficiently. I wonder if I could be making the rating system happier so I could, like, get more points. But in the end of the day, I don't know if it really matters that much. I mean, the main thing from normal monsters that is super useful is, in fact, as it's stated, you get eggs. And rare materials in general, I guess, but high rankings does net you better chances to get eggs, and of course that's kind of the main thing you're after most of the time. I like combo buffing. Every buff action applies one additional random buff. That's pretty cool. Man plunged into the deepest abyss, forged, attacked, and slew. These endeavors were without solace. The cost of humanity nobody knew. I can see that. Pixel art in this game is really good. I think it, in general, is a very pretty game. It's just fun. Yeah, Owlboy is great. Hello, young monster keeper. Your first time in the monster trail, is it? This is a teleport stone. You can use it to travel quickly to other teleporters you find. I'm a treasure hunter, and I sell things, I guess, or whatever. Who cares? I don't really know if I want to buy anything from this guy, but, you know, I appreciate that they do put a shopkeep here before you get to town. Old Bira, and you can find him heading further west. Money, and a red gem. And yes, they use the Phoenix tier for revives. Hey, fellow keeper, do you know you can change which monster is following you around? Yes, I did know that. Idiot. Alright, I guess I appreciate the concern by that random guy, but his concern is not necessary or desired. Okay, so it only gives one creature random buff. That's still cool though, like a free regeneration. It's not bad. Something I like about Sidekick, and the debuffs in general actually, is that they stay in theme with what your element is, so you still deal like that extra punch. Also, I like that I always like when games have like a predicted damage amount, if that statement makes sense. Like here, it's like, oh, you'll do approximately half health. And I actually don't know how visible it is, but they even have like I'll try and show it better next time. I'll try and show it next time, actually. They even have like a little thing that shows the approximate damage if you get, crits. It's a little harder to see, but there's kind of a little bit of pink in the enemy's HP bar there, past the damage line, and that's like, oh, if you get crits, this is about how much you'll do. The game also doesn't naturally have the ability to miss, though there are enemies that can cause you to miss, which... I mean, that's not exactly like Pokemon, honestly. I was gonna say maybe that's a little bit like Pokemon, but that's not exactly. It's kind of a different thing. Sans is in this game? Did I say something dumb? Did I get... Oh, okay. I was sitting here like, did I get Ligma? Am I just not understanding something that's happening in my life right now? Anyways, how have y'all been? It's good to hear from some people's... Nice, some more Phoenix tears. It's... I don't know, it's interesting to be back, after not streaming in, like, a millennia. Which is pretty accurate for me in general. Let's see, is this the way I want to... Oh no, this is an extra thing. I want to fight these guys. I don't know if I'll use one... I want to change up my party. I probably won't use one on stream, but I love these Cat Zerker guys. They have a very heavy crit-based battle system. And, yeah, words. They have a very crit-based attack thing, and they're pretty great. But I'm kind of thinking maybe I'll set up this party more around, like, buffs. Like, I think that'd be kind of fun to, like... Already the bird's doing a good job of it. If I can get a monster that, like, gains strength off of getting buffed or something, that would be really cool. Because I know that's a thing in this game. This game has a lot of different things like that. That'd be cool. Okay, I did that one. Didn't do the sidekick. And, just out of curiosity, any idea what it was called, Night Striker, or are you just not really sure? It's fine if you aren't, I am, in fact, curious. I do tend to really like these sorts of games. Kindred Fates, haven't heard of it, but... maybe I will look at it after the stream. But yeah, part of the reason, I will say this is the type of game where you basically always need a healer, and part of the reason I am using a little bit of front-loaded knowledge that, I want this little sap guy as the healer, and there's probably other good healing monsters in the game, but this little sap guy removes debuffs with his heals, and oh my gosh, is that so freaking useful in this game. In fact, I can show that now in his skill tree. Restore. Heal target for that and removes 1 debuff. And the more you level it, it actually can remove up to 3 debuffs. And he also gets a Master Restore, which heals everyone and removes a debuff. So that's really, really freaking good in this game. Alright, thank you. I appreciate that, Night Striker. That being said, that's not super necessary right now. I actually kind of think I want his, defense proc. Attacks deal extra damage based on defense. That's pretty sick to me. Crit damage. Regeneration, improved regeneration. Lifeline. Oh, aging. Okay, well, I kind of want to... Well, now I probably should definitely go down the claws line sometime. Because aging is super good. It's just straight up, you get... Every turn, you just get more powerful. Funny that something called aging is good like that, but, you know. That's 15% crit damage, which is useful, though I kind of want the 5% critical hit rate. If that was 15% crit chance, for sure. I'll do the crit rate, and then I'll probably do the crit damage, honestly. I understand why you would be confused. Most games don't have crit damage as its own stat, but yeah, this game does. Just in case, I'll give my slimy boy some stuff. I guess I can give the magma pillar things too. I just don't care. Hey, Silver. Yeah, I decided to try the lion. He seems pretty interesting. Actually, does this guy have any... When he receives a burn debuff. That's pretty whatever. I was kind of hoping that, like, oh, maybe this guy'll have... Because there's some things in this game that let you, like, inflict the same status effect multiple times. So it's like, oh, well, maybe he'll have that. I don't think he does, though. I don't think he lets you stack burns, which is unfortunate. Which is fair. Magma Pillar probably is. I'd already have a Fire Boy, in my party. So I was just like, oh, well, does he have anything that stacks well with my other Fire Boy? Which he might, I'm just not 100%. Either way, I got a walnut. This game gives you various food items. I'm probably not going to use any immediately, but they all, like, give little temporary boosts, like... Actually, I'm probably going to use the berry on Leo. Crit damage for someone who stacks crit rate. It's kind of funny, the wolf also stacks crit rate on a lot of his stuff. Yeah, that is true. I do really appreciate that the skill trees really do let you mix up how, like, mix and match how monsters play. Makes it so you're probably always gonna be able to choose a monster you like, because chances are it'll have a skill tree that has some use to you. Even if you might have to rework your party composition some, but, you know. So far, I don't think I've found a monster that I'm like, oh, I literally can't live without this in my party, but who knows, that might change this time. The game might shock me. I might just turn the corner and be like, whoa, I have to have it. Maybe it'll happen with the Tanuki. The Tanuki, I did like the I ended up getting that, my other thing, but the Tanuki, pretty good. That one definitely had something that I just, I don't know how super perfectly it'll fit in my party, but he does have something I really appreciated, which is the, I'm trying to words and being bad at it. I think I'll drink a little more water here. Nice, level up for my burden. He has, like, increased money from battles, which is pretty cool. Actually, I think if I remember right, he also has some debuff, like, anti-debuff stuff, so maybe I will, because I feel like I've discovered that getting debuffs on your party in this game is really bad. And sorry to hear you aren't feeling great, Nico. I hope you feel better soon. Thank you, and take care. Throat's feeling a little funny. It's one of those things Oh, the cat berserkers are super good. I'm honestly mostly not using one just because I already was using the heck out of one in my single player game, and I just want to mix things up, you know? I don't want to use the same team composition every time I play the game just because the cat berserkers are really, really freaking good. Power, I mean, the extra random buff could be useful. Attack proc is neat. Probably be good to get, actually, considering that, my party isn't super magic-based. Yeah. Exactly. I think it's fun to see different combinations in these sorts of games. I always try to do that if I, which I haven't replayed Pokemon games a lot, but if I were to ever replay a Pokemon game, that would be a goal I would strive for, is to use essentially an entirely separate team that I'm using in my single-player game, because, you know. Actually, this is a good time to get Air Sickle that we're fighting more slimes. One crit would have done it. Oh no, healing, I don't really care. But yeah, those freaking crits on those guys are crazy. With the bleed stacks with them are pretty good too. Yeah, same Night Striker. Nothing particularly against them. I think they're too simple for my tastes. This game definitely feeds my need to have a game with a little more thought. And fair enough, Silver. How was that? Like, at least from your perspective, I feel like it's one of those things where I had like a weird mixed feelings. I was like, on one hand, I get why people are mad. On the other side, people are always get so over mad at everything that I don't know. Oh yeah, Mystery Dungeon's pretty cool. I can appreciate those games. Oh nice, another berry. Let's go ahead and feed it to my lion, so you crits even better. But then came the four, free from greed or any other sin, who listened to the voice within, struck a wound to the realm's core. Actually, how much skills? Ignite level 2 uses 80 mana. You recover, okay, wait, I already did change your equipment for that. I guess it's been fine then. Then again, I haven't really been spamming Ignite level 2 as much as I'd expect. I feel like the claws have been... I might level into the claws more, because I feel like those have been pretty solid. Crits just kind of really good in this game, if I'm gonna be honest. Who's messaging me? Oh, that's the gamer. Wow, the cover art on that game looks super good. I'm not gonna, obviously, like, look too deep into it right now, but the cover art on that game looks super good. Actually, this would probably be a good place to use fire, yeah. Yeah, fully understandable, and I agree. The the mainline Pokemon games, I mean, that's part of why I don't play them, and I play games like this. Because they're just too easy. Like, I get it, they're supposed to be, baby's first RPG, but I don't really, I'm an adult, I don't really want to play baby's first RPG. I have other cool things to play in my gaming repertoire. Nice. Crits. I'm gonna say there's just, I don't know, there's also something very satisfying about this game. You could argue it's very simple, but it always feels good when you're like, you know, beat dudes down. Yeah. I haven't played, like, a Digimon game, in a while, but... dude, there's so many RPGs I gotta play. you bring all those up and I'm like, dude, wait, I gotta stream, like, all of those at some point. Aw, man, I didn't get any of the eggs. I feel like my luck's been kind of bad with that on this stream. Tome, potions... Pretty decent Digimon game on Steam. Mana regeneration and mana. Defense and mana. Well, you tie into defense. I guess it just, I don't really care with the bird. Can be mistranslations. I'm kind of curious now about these mistranslations. Like, what kind of mistranslations are we talking? Sounds pretty fascinating. Hey, more money. Oh. I don't know why I didn't expect that. I feel like I've even found this before. A helmet. But yeah, I tend to go around whacking walls for reasons. Sometimes you find things. Find really cool things, and it's like, whoa. It's changed my life. Nah, I guess I shouldn't skip out on fighting these dudes. I probably could have, but I kind of want to get, like, more monster eggs and stuff. If I'm gonna be honest. Like, getting the... Yeah, exactly. Smack everything is always the right strat. I didn't realize these guys, well, maybe I did realize last time. I didn't realize I could just stone rain on these dudes and murder the heck out of them. I feel like I feel like Fire Lion here is having a little bit of a better, like, elemental range to him than the Ice Wolf did. The Ice Wolf, I don't know, like, maybe it was just me, but I never felt like I had a good elemental coverage, but maybe that's just because I mean, fire is actually a pretty decent element in this game, and I just never I never used it in my party. To be fair, I never did use the Magnet Pillar. One of these days I probably will. That does sound pretty amusing. Oh yeah, the cats even have the ability to heal. They really are, like, they're pretty strong. If you want a recommendation, if anyone watching wants a recommendation for something to just use, if you want to, like, make your journey easier, if you're ever having trouble, fucking cat Zerkers are pretty good. You can build them to be really awesome in battle. Nice, I finally got a cat Zerker egg. I mean, I'll hatch it. I'm not gonna just ignore a cat Zerker egg. I'm not gonna bother naming it. Like I said, I'm not gonna use them in combat, but I at least want to have one. I might get Spore just so. Actually, there's a boss coming up. Maybe I want to do. Yeah. Crit build from Super Good. I'm gonna teach Rocky Spore level 1 because weakness is a pretty good stat debuff to be able to throw down on bosses. All right. Man, I feel like almost everything on this, on Leo is useful. Which is good. I mean, I'm not sitting here like, oh man, none of these are even worth spending points on. And so I'm sitting here being like, dude, all of these are worth spending points on. Reminds you of Warframe. More damage. More crit damage, I guess. I mean, once again, crit chances, 36%. That's not bad at all. Wizard hat. You're a wizard, Harry. Do I have the right monsters for this? Yes, I do. Okay, so here's an example of, like, even stuff like slime can be useful. He can activate bubbly, he can activate, water switches. The fire monsters can activate fire switches. Oh, I remember Pandora's Box. Who do I want that on? I kind of want the wizard hat on you. I kind of want Flyboy just because I don't feel like he's making the most use of everything I'm putting on him. Pandora's Box is fun. You just get a random buff at the start of combat. I feel like with very certain monsters, it's probably actually pretty good, but on my team, it's not really a necessity, but it's fun. It's like, it's something I like to have equipped when I can, but, you know, there's usually, theoretically, more fitting stuff for your party. I mean, I literally can't cross that. I can't see what happens if you fall in. You just get teleported back. It doesn't, like, you don't take damage or anything. The Metroidvania elements don't, like, you can't really die or take damage at this, like, point, at this part of the game. Which I appreciate because it's not really the main focus of the game. Ooh, more defense stuff. That would be over this, I think. Rocky is getting really built up, which I appreciate. Because... Sorry, I'm having a moment. I appreciate because I think it's cool. This wound, I like having a, I don't know, a healer that can also do a bunch of other stuff. When this wound, rivers flowed and mountains grew mighty and cold. 'Tis the only place for any creature that lives in peace with its nature. So let's just... Oh, there's a... Treasure chest, I can't get up there. I'll get that later. Maybe this time I can finally get one of these nodes. Probably not, though. I would love, even though I'm probably not going to use one in my party, I would love to get one of these Yetis. Because they have a very relevant exploration ability that I kind of need for later on. You can just... I actually do a lot of damage. Here. Punch combo this guy. Yes, that last hit really does. Do some beating up on this guy. Oh no. Yeah, honestly, our party also seems just pretty well set up in the way that I don't feel like we're taking too much damage from anything, but then again, I feel like early on that's not uncommon. I feel like this game's early game is pretty easy. The game doesn't really expect, like, too much out of you until you get past your first boss, though I could be wrong on that. Maybe, like, that's just my experience as someone who's played these sorts of games before speaking. Either way, I got a Yowie egg, which totally is fun. It's fun. He can be a Yowie. There's my question. Do I want one of these? Well, I did already say I'm not gonna use a cat zerker. I don't know if I'm gonna use what do they do again? Water, chill. Chilled enemies take damage at the start of every turn based off of missing mana. Ooh, that actually sounds pretty fun. Heals 10% of this monster's HP every turn. Yeah. I kinda think this guy seems interesting now that I'm looking at his stuff. I might use what am I using in? Flyboy, what do you have? I'm building you into, stacking sidekick. That sounds fun. Team play, sidekick and barrier. Aerial maneuvers. Aerial monsters in the party have extra dodge chance, so that's probably not going to be too relevant. Increases critical chance. That's actually kind of nice. I mean, it's not by that much, though, but it's still kind of nice. For my wolf. Well, maybe I don't need to think about it too much right now. After all, I don't think that I mean, Congeal's gonna take me a while to get to. I just think that sounds neat, like in, having someone kind of based off of doing, like, chill attacks. Like, I'm trying to think if you can stack chill. If you can stack chill, that's actually something you'd probably build a group around. Maybe that won't be this game, but I'm seeing it. I'm seeing the ideas in action. For now, let's give you an attack proc. Anyways, sorry if I'm like, if I ever have those moments. I swear sometimes in this game I'm just like, who do I want in my team? And to be fair, there is a use to having a backbench because not only can you bring them out in normal fights, they're very, very important for when you get on into actual, like, trainer battles. Hey, thanks, Silver. Oh, what if it isn't in words? If it isn't words, if it isn't an old friend of mine. Hey, Bran, no time long see. I brought you a new student. She just hatched her first monsters. I thought you might teach her some lessons. So you're the new Spectral Keeper, huh? Folk call me Old Buran. Oh, also, I didn't even mention it. I just picked the female character because I think she's... I prefer the character model. Both are pretty good. I think the female one's cuter. What a surprise. So I picked that one. So you're the new Spectral Keeper, huh? Folk call me Old Buran. I've made my home at the end of the Keeper's Trail, so I can teach all of you greenhorns about your new duties as the fully fledged monster keepers. But first, let's battle to see if you are worthy of the title. Always observe your enemies carefully. Some say that the outcome of battle is decided before it begins. Since I raised these blobs myself, they are stronger than the ones you've faced so far. As you can see, their level is much higher. You can also see the weakness and resistance of your enemies. My blobs are weak to wind attacks. Thanks, old man Buran. Really needed to hear all of that. I'm really scared of your homegrown slimes. I'm gonna probably even... I didn't mean to do that. Who cares? Top right of the screen, that's your combo counter. Every action you do in combat will increase the combo counter based on how often you hit your enemies or heal your enemies, or healed or buffed your allies. Increase the damage of the following attacks. The combo counter resets after every turn, so it makes sense to always try and act with the monsters with your weaker defensive or assisting monsters first and use your high hit count actions. This will maximize the damage of your offensive monsters to act later. So, basically, long story short, yes, it is quite useful to do that. to make good, proper use. Oh wow, those are some sick crits. It makes a lot of sense in this game to make proper use of the, I'm trying to words here. Yes, the words. I'm being bad with them. But anyways, this combo count reminds me of Disgaea. Basically, yeah, the more combos you do, the more beefed up you get, and then you kill things with that. There's not really that much to it, honestly. But, it's pretty fun. And that's why my, probably my lion will basically be the last one to go almost the entire game, because that's just how it's gonna be. I also kind of screwed up turn 1 with my channeling, so this fight isn't super perfect efficient, but also who cares? I mean, it's some slimes. Like, it sucks that I'll probably not get a super great combat rating, but that'll probably happen through a lot of the game, especially because I'm trying out new strategies and stuff. I feel like the combat rating in this game is actually kind of harsh. I don't think I've ever gotten a 5-star rating in combat. Victory, yep, 3 stars, it's fine. Not bad at all. You walked the Keeper's trail and you defeated my monsters. How to become a proper monster keeper, you need to complete 1 more tests. Young Keeper, this next test will be much more challenging. You should prepare for it first. If your monsters have any free skill points, use them now and use them wisely. I don't. At least not the ones I care about. Prepared for the real test? Yes, good. And now you show bravery, but this is the first time you're not facing a normal monster. I wonder if you can find these golems. Like, if you can find them anywhere else, or if the golem is just straight up a boss. Because some of the enemies, some of the special monsters I know you can find as normal enemies. Particularly powerful monsters are often described as champions. They have more health, do more damage, and can act multiple times a turn. It is your job as a monster keeper to take care of them. They also get their own, like, theme, which is cool. And yeah, that's fair, Silver. I can imagine as such. It's only fitting you beat one to become a member of the Order of Monster Keepers. Show me what you are made of. Yeah, I don't really have anything to add. Technically, Flyboy isn't made for this fight, but also, who cares? Even this battle isn't too tough. It's your tutorial into bosses, and I feel like once we give it Spore, it'll be even easier, because Spore just makes things do less damage. Very useful to have. I'm gonna just gulp down a lot of water real quick. Huh. I don't think I've gotten to the multi-element bird before, but, fair enough. Well, it's not the most efficient thing, but I'm still gonna ignite him just to get the burn damage every turn. Because that is still just some good damage. Yeah, see what I mean? Like, even with the fact that the bird is technically not, like, super efficient against his stuff, it, like, first boss, not too bad. Go ahead and give him a bite. Oh yeah, debuffs are super, super important in these fights. Which is something I like a lot about the game. I feel like, and once again, it helps it not be like, oh, baby's first Pokemon or whatever, because, yeah, you really have to put some thought and effort into buffs and debuffs. What does good damage for you? I guess the punch combo. Oh, the air sickle does extra neat. So now that we're all set up with buffs, I basically just I feel like most boss fights will be more exciting than this, but I don't blame the game for, like, you know, making the early stuff pretty easy. That's not, like, uncommon with games or anything to be like, oh, well, you need to know how the game works. There we go. Nice. And we even got a 4-star ranking. We got Shell and Iron for our troubles. And level ups. Congratulations, young one. You have defeated your first champion, and therefore you are now a Keeper Aspirant. Nothing more is required of you. However, stay a while and listen, won't you? Because there are things going on in this sanctuary that troubles me. See, monsters can't become this powerful by normal means, and champions usually don't accept other monsters besides them or a keeper in control of them. So always an anomaly, quite rare in nature. I enhanced this golem myself to make it stronger, but even I couldn't control it for longer periods of time, so I leave it deactivated most of the time. Recently, Keeper Rangers have been finding an unusual amount of champions around the sanctuary. I regularly receive letters by Veromail from the Rangers, who are stuck in distant reaches of the sanctuary, fighting against champions. One for my older bones, I'd go at them myself, but at least I can keep the Keeper's trail safe. I trapped a champion in the caves in this area. You can take care of it if you feel up to the task. Or you go, there's one more lesson I want to teach you. I don't have anything else for you to fight. Have some food. You can feed their monsters to boost their stats, but only the last 3 things they eat matter for some reason. Well then, you're a Keeper Aspirant now. Still, the only way to improve your rank is to beat more champions. So maybe you will be the one to reach the title of Keeper Master. There's only one way to know. Oh, there's only something, a couple in a lifetime or something. We can take care of that other champion right now, or we can go to the Keeper's Stronghold first. The choice is yours. Carrier Falcon, yeah, pretty much. It doesn't have any loot. What a jerk. Yeah. I can agree to that. I don't feel like every monster, I feel like the game luckily gets harder than most MMOs in the normal fights, because I feel like that's a usual complaint I have with MMOs, and sorry if this sounds mean to anyone who plays MMOs, but I find most of them fall under the side of just being continually too easy, if that statement makes sense. Like, they just rarely even try to challenge the player until you get to a boss fight. Which is fine, but I don't know. And admittedly, I'm sure there's some MMOs that do, but, like, from my experience, admittedly, I've played a lot of very casual ones, like World of Warcraft and stuff, but it's always, like, that's part of why it's hard for me to sit through something like an MMO, because I'm always like, I wish more of the game was actually hard, you know? And then the game didn't just decide to be hard when I'm fighting a boss. And also, yeah, I know, who kind of lame-o doesn't have loot in his hut? I mean, I don't know, maybe that could be a little naive being like, oh, World of Warcraft is a very casual game. From my perspective, it kind of is. It kind of feels like a very simple game that not to say anyone could easily get deep into, but I feel like at least pretty much anyone could play World of Warcraft. Maybe I'm wrong. Once again, I could be wrong. I just always assumed that's, like, kind of the idea behind a game like that is, oh, we want to make sure that it's, like, accessible. Even though I guess it does, to be fair, have a lot of normal MMO difficulties of like, oh, well, you have to know your abilities and your bars and stuff, but I feel like, well, I guess that's the thing. From what I remember playing of WoW, during a lot of the game, you kind of don't. Like, they give you so many abilities. And if you're doing, like, PvP or something, oh, for sure you have to know what everything does. But for most of the game, you can just slam the keyboard on, like, 3 abilities. Crappy controller. I kind of didn't want to fight these. Whatever. it just ran forward. My controller's like, you're gonna fight them, and like it. Yeah. See, exactly. That's how I feel. Like, yeah, if you... raid dungeons are mostly made hard by the people in them, rather than any kind of, like, deep difficulty the game possesses. So anyways, that's just my rambles about, like, World of Warcraft, though. Excuse me. But, regardless, oh well, maybe one day I'll even find an MMO for me. I know that when it comes to computers, I actually do want to play Phantasy Star Online 2, because I remember really liking one of the Phantasy Star Online games when I was younger. I don't know if it was Phantasy Star 1 or if it was a different thing, but, you know, I figure it is worth trying. I mean, at the very worst, I'm gonna be like, oh, this sucks. But that's how I am with most MMOs, even ones people love, and I survive. So, like, oh man, my controller is really. I'm glad I'm not playing an action game. My controller really doesn't like me today. Oh my god, dude. Okay, let me try and sit a little more consistently, because I keep shifting my position, and every time I move an inch, my controller's like, oh, disconnect. Fucking asshole. But yeah. Oh yeah, this would be the wrong controller for sure. That would be terrible. I'd get so mad. Store level 2. Improved mana regen, and physical damage. Could do the punch combo up. Actually, uncritical hits deal more damage? Weird. Defense form. That sounds pretty relevant. That being said, for the early stuff, well, it actually kind of matters. Earthquake hits all enemies. Variety, don't care about that. Aging! Okay, well, I'm going down this tree. I think aging is cool. Oh yeah, the monk's pretty interesting. Let's do that. And you. What am I doing with you again? Also, man, my stomach freaking... aging is a buff they know specifically because of PvP. I can imagine. I can imagine that being, like, really broken. You just go in with a full party of healers and defenders, and then you just age until your party is brokenly strong. Man, my stomach really doesn't like me right now. I don't know why. It's very rude. 5% per stack. 3% still sounds pretty decent. But that's interesting. Okay, let's start with a good old channel. Sidekick. Hopefully my stomach calms down. This is... it's never fun during a stream to have stomach problems. It's just not to me, not part of the preferred streaming experience. I think it probably isn't to most people, but I still feel that way. Funny, claws would actually still do more damage with crits, but I think I'm gonna go Stone Rain. Either way, we have a pretty good setup for the monk here. I think we'll be good. Ow. It's very rude. I actually think I'll go ahead and toss a heal on my doggo. Alright, I don't like that. But see, here, I guess if I was, like, doing a good job of scaling things, I could always use my bird for buffs, and then switch him out to somebody else. And they can, like, they'd come in and be more damage relevant, because I will say my bird doesn't currently do much damage. I might be able to fix that, though. Either way... My team setup was really good. We had two things, two monsters the monk was weak against, so that was good. Nice, I got a bandana +1. Just put that over my normal bandana. Sustain ring. Sustain rings are actually pretty useful in this game. If you're ever just, like, blowing through mana. And an ocarina, which makes healing better, which I actually might put on my dude here. My dude bro. Mana +20, healing, and healing skills active and passive are increased by 50%. Yeah. That didn't feel too good. Man, I'm just falling apart today. Probably also one of the reasons that I haven't streamed a little bit. I feel like I've just not been feeling super well. My stomach's been bothering me a lot lately, and apparently I just sneeze so hard it feels like my arms are falling off. Which isn't very fun. If I'm gonna be honest. Anyways, sorry, everyone. It's not super fun to hear me whine about, like, oh no, I'm dying. I mean, I'm not really. I'll be fine. Anyways, I'll skip some of the rando fights. I don't need to fight literally all of these guys. Keeper Stronghold, home to keepers. Welcome, aspirant. Dooba dooba. Here in the Keeper's stronghold, the monsters live alongside humans. We raise them to be our friends. A monster raised by a human would never attack a human. Until they do, dun dun dun. Usually champion monsters are very rare, but recently they've been seen in all regions of the sanctuary. I actually don't know if that does happen. I'm kind of like, I don't really know where the game story is going, to be honest. Hello, fellow keeper. Are you aware how the execution part of the rating system is calculated? No. I mean, I don't need to. Debuffs count towards buffs applied. It also grants additional points depending on the enemies taking attribute stuff. Utilizing the combo system properly is the key to get a good rating in combat. Do you need around how it works? No. Most important thing in Monster Keeper is find the right diet for all your monsters. I think you're stupid. It's actually not very true. Like, the food system is useful, but I don't know if I would say it's the most important part of the game by any means. It's neat, but I don't know. Most important. Always think about having enough supplies. You never know what kind of dark times might be ahead of us. That one I can't disagree on. You know, there's some truth to that statement. And here you can buy and sell weapons and other stuff. I need any of these. Crit damage, crit chance. What are my crit chance ones? Yeah, I could get more crit chance over Gauntlet. Yeah, that part's nice. I like that you can drop off your extra eggs. Which I'll show off soon, but not that I have too many extra eggs right now, but that's okay. I'll actually, now that I realize I'm probably gonna go back, not specifically for, oh wait, I did get a Yowie. For some reason I mentally thought I never got one, and I was like, I need to go back for one, because, Yowies can push blocks. And block pushing is kind of necessary. I actually didn't get, I feel like there's another monster I didn't get, I'm not sure, no, that's right. Rocky does the thing. You can Rocky summons a rock, which is good for holding down switches. Okay, mana shuriken for the crit chance. Do I need the mana regen? 80 decreases it by 20%. So if I get rid of that, it would go down to... Man, I think I might need the mana regen on him. I'm not 100% though. Okay, what would that go down to? 59. Do I even have level 2? No, you haven't been using level 2 skills. You have. I don't know if I don't remember if he's been running out of mana or not. It probably would be. You'd think. Though it does have that passive. I'll have to see. I'll have to see how much of a problem it is, because I do want that crit rate. The crit chance is super nice. It just sucks that, I feel like it might give me some mana deficiency issues. Which is one of those, like, kind of sucky things to have. Do I have, actually, walnuts? How many walnuts do I have? I'll buy one more walnut. So I can stack defense on Rocky. What does Flyboy need? Probably attack power. I don't think they have that though. When would that be broken? Because I feel like I haven't seen, or maybe those are just later on. I feel like I haven't seen any of those. Oh, hi. Hey, rookie. Got your first monsters? Be careful. All the strong champion monsters spotted recently. Causes all this hubbub is unclear, but I'm determined to get to the bottom of it. Cool. You do that. I will continue to journey around, and there's the blacksmith, and have controller issues. I'm blacksmith, and I upgrade stuff. Have some stuff for upgrading. Let's see, damage and crit chance. Yeah. Damage and defense. Yes. Attack power, magic power. Defense. Ooh, a little more magic regen might actually be pretty useful there. Upgrade your wizard hat and your shell. I'm gonna upgrade your crit ring, so let's do that. Alright, there we go. That, I think that was some decent upgrading. As you guys might be able to tell, oh yeah, so here's the guy who's like, you could drop off your eggs, and the more eggs you drop off, you'll get not only rewards for just dropping off eggs, but you'll also get, they'll help defend the stronghold, and the more army strength we have, you'll also get extra rewards. That's cool. Oh, for sure, it's exciting to get all upgraded and look at my thing and be like, dude, I almost have a 50% crit rate. Oh, man. Actually, kind of, something I do wish with the bird, that might make research him out, I kind of wish he had, because he has all these, I mean, to be fair, Sidekick's not bad with crit rate, actually, but I wish he had the crit that actually gave him, I'm trying to remember what it's called, but there's a crit that there's a buff that specifically buffs, here it is, glory. So Leo does technically have glory, which gives you extra crit chance and damage, which is super good, but I would have to tech into it, and he can't, unless I go all the way down his line, he does not apply glory specifically to himself. He applies it to a random monster. So I don't super like that. I'd love to have a monster that could buff him with glory. I mean, combo buffing helps, but critical buffs. Applying. There's a chance to also apply 2 charge stacks. Increases damage of the next attack by 3%. Huh. Interesting. Every once the party deals increased damage for each buff on it? Oh. It's kind of neat, actually. I do like a lot of the things on the bird. I wish he had glory as a buff, but I like a lot of things on him. Just make sure you don't have glory, do you? If I get you to full utility, you actually do. That's a long ways away, but it is doable. What other lines do you have again? Shield, aura, static, don't care about that. Defense focus is, well, actually, I mean, I say I don't care about that, but buff and debuff stack counting. The Archive of the Keeper's Stronghold. Sentries, the Monster Sanctors, whatever, who cares. I like to read about all kinds of different monsters, but yeah, fair enough. This is definitely the kind of game where I could just be like, I want to do all these different things. Luckily then I go over and I find treasure chests and I calm down a little bit because I'm like, loot, dude. And I want to explore. Because finding loot makes me feel good. Further enemy. Exit leads to the Blue Caves. Other keepers report that they spotted some champion monsters down there. Okay, yeah, this is where I want to go. And here is our first rival that we encounter. Hello, or at least really encounters, like part of the relevant story. Hello, fellow keeper. I'm Will Hequet, keeper of the Spectral Toad. And you must be Green. Did you hear the rumors? Yeah, that's pretty much me. I want to do all the things. Oh, shiny. Ooh, a piece of candy. Ooh, a piece of candy. They say there's an unusual amount of champion monsters around here. Mysterious, isn't it? Wouldn't it be awesome if we managed to hunt one down? That would grant us quite some respect in the keep. I already fucking killed. Not only did I pass a challenge, I already killed a champion, idiot. Perhaps I might even be able to discern the cause of this rise in champion monsters. Might be an unnatural phenomenon. My first monster only recently, though. I studied monsters and such for some years, but I still have some troubles because I suck. So I think we should support each other. The other two spectral keepers have an advantage on us. Leonard is a bit older, so already gathered some experience. Julia started as a monster keeper at a very young age, so she has more experience than us as well, and luckily isn't an asshole. At least she hasn't been yet. They're both already Keeper Lancers, and we're just Keeper Aspirants. That means they're 3 ranks above us, but since there's many more champions on than usual, we might be able to catch up to them eventually. Here's this monster journal. Don't worry, it's a spare one I got from my grandfather. I love handing out things that my grandfather passed down to me. My grandfather created these journals. They have a lot of empty pages, but these pages will be filled as you find and collect new monsters. Hey, what are you doing here? It's dangerous in the Blue Caves. Don't you have any grasp on what's going on? I, Leonard of the Veles bloodline, will take care of these champion monsters. It's not the right task for some rookies. We will see. Fool! Something tells me we should watch out for Will. Leonard, on the other hand, I hope that you surpass him in rank at some point. It wouldn't hurt his ego. Yeah, episode 2. Fucking asshole. Leonard's the worst. But actually I haven't looked at the— oh wow, I haven't even looked at the monster journal before. That's pretty cool. Yeah, we got all the like artwork for everything. Cute. Oh wow, the magma pillar's actually a little spooky close up. Rockies are still cute. The Veros are still kind of just birds. Like cat circus. Puss in Boots. Also, I like how monks are monsters, question mark? And I'm like, aren't monks people? I guess they're not. I guess they're some kind of monster. Hello? Okay, sorry. I thought there was somebody at the door. I heard something. Anyways. I appreciate the artwork. I don't want to bore people by going through and reading every, like, entry, even though part of me wants to, but the entries looked like they were pretty in-depth. I appreciate that. appreciate the effort and all that stuff. Actually, how much does power increase? 20%. I think might be more useful, though it's super hard to say. Oh wow, with crits, I literally can one-shot. Honestly, Claws is super good on my fire line. Grummy being annoying. Oh yeah, they like heal your like the status stuff, right? And I'm guessing that's why they were annoying, is they heal up status effects. I don't think they'll be too bad in this situation, but I can definitely see why they'd be annoying. Kind of funny how at this point I'm barely using my fire, because I'm like, fire's cool, but crits are also cool. Crits are, like, honestly, I feel like crits are kind of crazy good in this game. Like, I don't know, they seem pretty freaking beefy. In like, damage. It feels good, though. It feels fun to freaking crit dudes dead. Yeah, exactly. Attack plus would be good. How relevant is Fire Claws? Seems to basically be the same thing, but fire damage? I don't know if I really care about that. Health procs, like... Okay, the first critical hit of an attack applies burn. Well, that's neat. Fire attacks have increased critical chance. Okay. Fine, maybe I'll take those, but I also want these. Did I want these? Double impact. Exploiting enemy's weakness gets an extra hit. Whatever. Chance to grant a random buff to another random monster in the party. Critical ground. Earth attacks? I guess these are earth attacks. Huh. Bleed. Oh. I could get bleed stacks. Multi-burn. Oh, multi-stacking burns. I want everything on this, dude. It's not fair. It's not fair. How come there's so many things I want from all of these level trees? It's nonsense. Whatever. I mean, it's not like you can't go down multiple level paths somewhat anyways. You just can't do literally everything. That's where I'm kind of at, where I'm like, I gotta do literally everything, guys. All the powers. Okay, let's learn attack plus. Before I start having a deeper connection here. Before I start really freaking out. Oh boy. Okay, Airstrike plus, beating plus, that's 20%, 20% wind. Let's do air sickle plus. And, you could really use the restore level 2. Because, I mean, more healing, right? I'm definitely not one to turn down more healing. Yeah, the combo system feels good. I think I said it before, it really reminds me of Disgaea. You start off with your just normal dudes and end with your, like, champion character for massive damage. Bracelet. Neat. Actually could be relevant on Rocky here. Honestly, your magic regen's kind of low. I think I'll just force it upon you, even though I do like that defense for the extra damage, but... Mana regen's really nice in this game. Blue cave key. Nor that. Hopefully, you guys. I don't think you guys can see the Discord. I'm pretty sure that's not how it works. Oh yeah, I don't think I can get over here. Oh well, I can get a treasure chest though. 250 gold. So close. It's funny, I think I've said it before, there's always a part of me that's like, oh man, I feel like I could, this one I can't. But sometimes it's just like, I want to break these jumps. Because I know there's some that I feel like you can improperly make. Regardless, that's right, this is going to be, I believe, a puzzle. First we'll fight some of these nerds. Hopefully get one of their monster eggs. Yeah, crit builds definitely nice. Actually, I'm kind of curious. How did the frog turn out? Because I think I said it when I fought the Will with his frog. He actually seemed really strong. I've got to say, poison build seems pretty legit in this game. Like. It just kind of seems like it's hard to deal with, if I'm gonna be 100%. Which is part of why I was like, I'm gonna take my little, restore friend here, because removing debuffs is something that I'm gonna want when we get into, like, the real challenging stuff here. Really, really well. Almost, I think I could actually, well, if I had a crit all of those, I could have one shot. Not that really matters, aside from, once again, the ratings, which I'm never sure how particular they are and stuff like that. Victory! Yeah. Oh well, 3-star, that's fine. I want those freaking eggs, dude. I believe I want to do all of these up. I don't really remember how this part works, so I'm not gonna pretend that I did that perfectly, but I also feel like I just remember doing, like, all of them up. And here's where the bird does come in handy, where I'm like, you know, if I didn't have the bird, theoretically, I'm pretty sure that'd be wrong, but who cares? I can just fly. So, doesn't matter, or kind of glide one, you know what I mean. All the Tengus, yeah. I was all these Tengus just keep happening. Also, ow! Stop bullying my Sprout, dude. What a bunch of assholes! Fucking bullying my Sprout. Who would even do that? He's such a cutie. He's so friendly. They're like, no, we're gonna beat him up, jerks. Why nobody even likes Tengus? Because they're all assholes. I mean, dumb. Yeah, exactly. Don't be my best plant boy. Oh, they really are. Probably because he's weak to fire. That being said, it doesn't seem to be mattering too much. just death. I honestly think that this might be a better build than I had last time. Yeah, it is a good thing they are crazy tanky, that's for sure. The tankiness is super duper helpful, honestly. Oh nice, a Tengu egg! Now I can hatch one and have disappointment. Ah, that's actually true. Let's see. Tengu. Sure. I don't really care what do you have? I know you do fire stuff. Mana Overload's actually pretty cool. Fireball, Storm, Transfusion. I feel like they might be good if you just want like a damage, like just straight damage character. Killing Dance. So this monster knocks an enemy out. It gains 3 charges stacks, and it regains half the charges stacks it used up during the attack. Huh. Interesting. So it gains bonuses for knocking things out. Shield and inflicts burn mana things. It can do poison. It's interesting. I didn't even actually know it could do poison. Exploits. Exploiting an enemy's weakness and attack, it'd gain a random buff. Huh. They're kind of interesting. I kind of wish their fire attacks actually did burn, though. I can't say I'm too super excited with their current layout of actions. Not to say it's terrible. Like, honestly, they look interesting. I just don't know if they're like, oh, I need that in my party. Like I said, I was hoping to get something that helped me, like, stack tons of burn damage. A Kadar. Ooh, switch sheets. I already have a weapon like that on the boy. How much do these have fire? Because they have Ignite, Burning Desire, apply shield to party when enemy receives burn, Fire Affinity, Severe Upkeep. Whenever an enemy takes poison burn, 40% chance to inflict a wound. Maybe, honestly, maybe the Magma Pillar would have, with Burning Desire, I can kind of imagine, and some of these other things, I can kind of imagine, because I did notice that Leo does, it just takes a while to get to, but he eventually does have multi-burn. So that's useful. What do you do again? Empower is nice. Baron Regen. Kindle. Every hit has a chance to fly burn. That does burn. You can do shielding. Okay, so I mostly want you down the burn path. Applies a stack of tether. Reduces chance to dodge by 10% and damage dealt by 5%. Every action removes 1 stack of tether. Okay. Huh. Meditation. This monster spends a turn without attacking an enemy. It gains 5 charge stacks. Okay. I don't really know if I care about that. Honestly, maybe the Magma Pillar isn't like a terrible backup thing. Plus, magic plus. Okay. I'll probably essentially keep it around because I know there's some things in the game that resist physical attacks, so Flyboy isn't gonna do much against that. speaking of, let's give you a staff. Probably use like a wizard hat, but I don't really have any extra of those. What do you need? Here's some defense. Damage down. Mana and crit chance. Just give you some magic regen. If nothing else, I guess just these. Just because why not? Right? Like, might as well give it defense. I don't have any other relevant things to throw at it. Oh, see, here's an example of what I was saying earlier. Can have our plant boy just set one of those down. Useful. Well, speaking of poison, these mushrooms are super good at it, and therefore kind of annoying, actually. But yeah, these mushrooms love poison. They're all about that poison life. Honestly, here's what I mean, where I'm like, because I could do more damage, assuredly, but I get them even lower. Well, then again, with the fire damage, I think it's worth it to do the ignite here, actually. Yeah, because that still gets them real close to being dead with being actively on fire. But yeah, these dudes are all about status debuffs, which, I mean, honestly, is pretty useful. Sure, let's just set this up so we have an easy, full enemy KO for next time. Oh, you're not... I died for it. Or whatever. Not dead yet. After this battle, I'm gonna hit the washroom. Hopefully this stream's been pretty fun. I know I'm kind of out of practice and it's been weird. I was honestly expecting tonight's stream to just not function. Like, I've been having some really frustrating computer issues, so I was like, I'll just see if streaming functions in any way. Because if it doesn't, then why bother? But, you know, it is stream, which it does function for these sorts of games, which is good. That means that I can stream other 2D sorts of games without any issue. I might not be able to stream everything I want to, but oh nice, I got a fungi egg. Cute. I don't do anything with him, but I have one. I like their multi-poison stuff, honestly. If I was gonna do a poison build, basically always have like a fun guy in the party, but for now, I'm going to be right back. And like I said, I'm gonna hit the washroom. But thank you everyone for joining me so far, and I will be back in a short while after that. There we go. Sorry about that, everyone. But I return. You know, whenever I do these streams, I always feel like I should have like stories prepared or something. And when I say these streams, I mean like, you know, like JRPG sort of games, just because they, you know, they can be a little bit slow. Not in a bad way. There are a lot of things I really love about this game, obviously. I mean, that's why it was a game that basically started a stream again, because I was like, this game is just so cool, it's so fun. I just kind of felt obligated to, you know, show it off some. Even though I haven't done a lot of streaming lately, and I feel like the only, like, I don't know, whatever. Honestly, I don't know. Hopefully it's interesting enough that anyone, that someone's like, oh, this is actually pretty cool. I kind of want to, like, try that sometime. Who isn't already interested in playing said game? Or isn't already playing said game? Yeah. Who wasn't already like, oh wow, that game's sick. Because, I mean, like, obviously anyone's already like, oh, that game's awesome, it's gonna be invested, but whatever. Admittedly, any game like this, I suppose, has the advantage of, like, being very, trying to figure out the proper wording. Has the advantage of like different team setups and stuff, so at least there's always that for different people. I did actually have a generalized question. I suppose. I guess. If you're still around, Silver, I was kind of wondering, and I was trying to not give too many. Hey, I'm glad to hear it. Yeah, I guess maybe I was just too worried. I was just like, man, what if I'm just being really boring with this stuff? But, you know, I'm glad someone's having fun, and I'm still having fun playing the game. I actually had a general question as far as random stuff to talk about. I was kind of curious, do you know how the, I mean, I guess you would because you played it. What kind of team did the, guy that has the frog, Will, what kind of team does he have in if you play a different character? Because when I fought him, he had a poison team, and he was actually really tough, to beat. And I'm kind of curious if that's, like, the same if you're, like, if he has, if he still has a poison, setup, or if he has, like, a, if he has a different setup based on, like, oh, well, he has a different basic monster. Because, Will, I think his name was Will. He's the guy who has the frog in this run. He's kind of a nerd. He gave me the monster journal, he was like, oh, this is from my father, but you can have it. Or grandfather, whatever. Who cares? And when I fought him in my last game, like I was saying, he had a poison, he had like a poison build, and it was pretty tough. And I'm just curious if he had because I feel like, I mean, his poison build probably doesn't work as well if he doesn't have the poison frog, so I was curious if, when you fought him with your frog, if he still had a poison build, if he had, like, a whole nother, if you remember if he had a whole nother build. Also, hey, NTF. Just give you more attack power. What type do I want you to have? Regen, mana plus, health. I guess just start going down this list. How's it going, NTF, by the way? It's good to see you. Cascade's probably not bad, actually. Okay, it changed his lineup. That's cool. Because, that's what I was worried. I was like, man, if you pick someone's monster and, like, it'd kind of suck if they had the exact same lineup because, I mean, that would make their team kind of suck. You know, like, comparatively. I actually want to try swapping out, well, I think the bird does more damage. You do... Well, you do all the fire stuff. And that... Cascade isn't bad. How many hits does... Ignite does 4. And mana proc, that's interesting. Oh hey, that's really cool, NTF. I'm glad to hear you're still working on that. Stand back and watch while how a real keeper manages a wild monster. Watch as I massacre this adorable little slime. Aren't I so cool? Another glorious victory. Ha ha. Fucking piece of shit. 0 out of 10 worst character. I wonder if he ever gets a better. I'm not counting on it. I'm not holding my breath. He might. Sometimes characters like that do, but I'm not holding my breath for that piece of shit to get better. I'm expecting to feel about him. How many monsters have you seen so far? A pretty decent amount. I've caught, what, 9? Yeah, I've caught 9. I need a key. And I've probably seen more than that. I feel like I've seen, like... Actually, I could check my journal. Monster journal. I've seen that many. I'm being really bad at counting right now. I've seen this many. All the ones that are filled in. Oh, this fun guy is so cute. I love all the art for these. Oh, Tango dudes look weird. Yeah, so do the Gormies. I haven't gotten too far. I've basically got past the part where I fought Will, and after that a part of me was like, I kind of want to stream the game. Like, I was like, this game seems like a lot of fun, and it seems like it'd be a pretty, I don't know, it seems like it'd be a pretty chill stream experience. Hey, I got fire claws now. Which is basically the same thing, but on fire. I still find it funny. I know that they're not technically humans, but I still find it funny that monks are just monsters in this game. The scariest of all monsters. Excited to see you reach the underground. Oh, hopefully excited in a good way and not a, oh man, you're gonna get your ass kicked. Can't wait to watch you die horribly, idiot. No. I mean, I'm excited. I'm excited to see more of the game. I feel like there's this is definitely one of those games that seems like there's just a lot going on. Oh yeah, I mean, same NTF, but that's fine. I really don't need a game to have, like, a million monsters. There's some pretty good variety, though. Actually, have your weakness. Yeah, I'm sure, it does. I just feel like I sometimes have that when someone's like, I can't wait until you get to this super tough part, and I'm like, why do you say these things to me? Why do you do this? Actually, I'm still tempted to switch to the magma pillar. I keep feeling like I want to wait till he gets like more of his skills. Although he does have Empower, which means he just generically buffs everything by existing, which is nice. I have some pretty decent buffs from the bird at the moment. But yeah, I'd say there's a pretty good variety, like, in all sorts of types, and they're actually, like, the game even has more variety later on with, like, more unique enemies, if that makes sense. Like, there's definitely more enemy types than just the ones seen here. Like, I guess weaknesses? Yeah, like weaknesses and resistances and stuff. Like, some enemies are actually specifically weak or strong to things like physical attacks, or weak or strong to things like debuffs, so... You know, when you reach things like that, it's actually fun in the way that, like, it gives you more reason to mix up your party. It's unfortunate, I feel like a lot of the ones with the elemental weaknesses or strengths don't really give you a lot of necessity on party mixing. Like, you know, not to say there's never a reason to on elemental stuff, but like at this point I basically can just roll up into any of these random fights with the same characters. Sure. Where later on that'll be a little different. Just a little short, sadly. Oh well. Have a decent chance of getting a kill here. Didn't, though. I do have a bad tendency of counting on, like, oh, well, I'll probably get a crit here, and that doesn't happen. Yeah, exactly. That's where a lot of the difficulty comes from, which is cool. I do appreciate that. I actually probably should have healed my bird. I don't know why I didn't. Oh. At worst, he'll die. I think I'll just save him from dying. I'll just take this dude out. That should help make sure he doesn't die. Yeah, because there we go. It's fine. Just in case. Yeah. That's fun. That's something I'm looking forward to. Because I will say that it was something I was a little worried about with what I've played so far. Like, I wasn't too worried, obviously. I am showing off the game, but I was wondering, like, how much the game would evolve to be, like, you know, like, more... Because right now it's decent. It still is pretty simple Metroidvania, though I played far enough that like I said, your first like fight against another trainer is actually pretty hard. So I do know the game gets hard, and there's a couple of other fights I remember, like a couple of the bosses in here are actually kind of tough, or at least one is. I don't necessarily remember which one, but yeah, it's okay. I'm pretty sure there is at least one. Nice. Team altering mechanics. I'm all down for that. Oh, that's a new monster type. I don't know what I was thinking of. For a moment I was like, I should do a thing. I don't really know what that thing is. What am I doing? Why did I do that? Sometimes I like just have a mental issue. I like was thinking, oh, I'll cast the Restorer. I mean, I was trying to cast a different spell and then I had a moment. I was trying to cast Channel because that makes, I just like to have that cast at the beginning of every fight because it makes everything cost less. And I'm like, actually I don't know if I necessarily need that. I don't think I necessarily need it right now. But I'm definitely, I'm definitely going to. It's useful to have. But at the moment, admittedly, man, crits failed me. I guess as they do sometimes. Alright, let's spore this to death. There we go. Man, Sulfur Nimbus is still a game I want to get back to playing. Is it weird to say that it's legitimately one of the few games that I've, like, wanted to make maps for? Like, I don't know, I guess just because it is a really fun game, and it's, like, such an underrated, like, it's gonna be a game I know a lot of people are ever gonna know or care about, but I know and care about it. I would love to have just more Sulfur Nimbus to play, make more Sulfur Nimbus to play, but I've been bad at getting around to a lot of things lately. I don't know, my mood just... I feel bad, I don't want to talk about, like, oh, depressing stuff on stream, but you know, things have been kind of whatever lately. Nice. Belt +2. There's been a lot going on, and a lot of it's just been not really helping me want to do things. A level badge. Okay, so these are neat. You can level up monsters, though you can't just level up, like, it's not for putting on your strongest monster. You can level up monsters 2 levels below your highest level monster. And that's it. So you can't level up, well, and lower, obviously, but you can't level up your highest level monsters with it. What a strange door. It feels a bit ominous to you standing in front of it, doesn't it? Things tell me that there are some dangerous monsters lurking behind that door. Judging by those sockets surrounding the door, it seems we need 5 particular round objects to open the door. We're still just at the beginning of our journey. I have a feeling we'll come back and open this door eventually. Don't worry, I'll be there to brave it with you when the time comes. So, I adore how super unique that game is. I'm always a fan of games. I'm like, oh wow, I've never played anything like that before. Then I'm also a fan of games like this, so I'm like, I have played this before, but this is just a mix of 2 things that I really like. You know, it's a mix of monster training stuff like the Pokemans and Metroidvania, which both are things that I have a lot of fondness for, so I mean, can't go wrong with that. It's pretty hard to go wrong with a Metroidvania type game. Not to say you can't, or that no one ever has. I'm just saying that it's one of those things I'm just like, it's at least for my personal taste, it's a pretty safe bet. Right, exactly. Hey, Mr. Nintendo fan. Cool to have you around. It's going well. I'm playing Monster Sanctuary, a game about, well, finding monsters, befriending them, beating them up, and making a team of monsters to beat up other monsters. This game's kind of rad. It's like a exploration Metroidvania hybrid game. Persona. I guess not exactly. You can describe it like that. Victory. You know, the thing that it actually kind of reminds me of in a funny way is Monster Hunter Stories, because that game you also, like, found monster eggs and, like, tamed the monsters from the monster eggs, and it was a whole weird thing. Defense focus. A pretty decent one. Sure, we can put at your point there. Flyboy. I feel like at this point, Flyboy, I kind of want to wait on. Unless, well, no, even he has some stuff that I want to start going down the list of other things. Sure, let's get you Featherstorm. And Leo, I can get, if I can finally make your Fire Claws worth using. Oh, that'd be cool. Monster Hunter Stories on Switch. Monster Hunter Stories is pretty fun. Also, here we get double jump boots, which do just what they sound like. Double jump, which is super freaking useful. Pretty standard but important part of most Metroidvanias is the double jump. The double jump isn't too crazy here. In fact, there's not really much animation to it, but it still feels good. Story's got a sequel on mobile? Man, that's weird. I always hate that because, I mean, I don't play games on mobile, so every time, like, a game I love got a stories on mobile, I'm like, why would they do this to me? Oh, well. I enjoyed Stories a decent bit, but I was just gonna say it reminds me of Stories because in that game, like, the way you get new monsters is eggs, and that's how it works in this game, where new monsters are hatched out of eggs. And that's how you build your team. I feel like I think I've said this before, once again, I'm feeling it. I feel like I'm not getting super duper lucky with my team composition and, like, getting new monsters. Well, not my team composition. My team composition is fine. I feel like I'm getting super lucky with getting new monsters. That's unrelated to my team composition. Huh? Who are you, then? Might be dangerous to continue in this direction, especially for such a young one. Yeah. Okay. That was a strange one. I think I've seen his mask before, but my memory gets a little foggy when I try to remember something from another century. Might be worth investigating. Yeah, I know that freaking feeling. Games can sometimes be a thing. Let's get your magic proc there, because that could be relevant. The armor thing. That. This. Magic. Okay. I know I'm coming across the boss, so I'm just, you know, I'm going ahead and beefing up all my things. Taunt is useful in this guy. Yes, glory! Oh my gosh! Oh, it's random, but still. Just have glory. That's cool. And he has auto heal. Actually, this monster might be more relevant than I realized. buff channel buff can be stacked 2 additional times. Huh. Fascinating. I don't know if I want him on my team right this second, but all of a sudden well, actually, he does already give glory. I just wish it wasn't random, but he can give it. I didn't realize, dude. It's actually kind of sick. What's your stat layout? Because interesting enough, your attack and magic are kind of mixed. Right now, you'd actually, funny enough, do more with magic. Yeah, he's kind of a weird one because he's beefed up by his or at least one of his things. He like gets an attack thing based off of his HP. So I remember I was last game. Maybe this game I'll actually use him because last game I was like, I'll put on a lot of all my health items because I want to try out this dude. But I never did, but who knows, maybe I will this time. Actually try him. I forget what I'm fighting before I switch him out, because there's a boss up ahead. Before I switch him out, let's see what this boss is again. That's a champion monster. I don't think I'm ready for this. I have an idea. I'll stay at a distance to study its behavior. Nice. So it's a mini Minotaur. It's a very, very small Minotaur. Oh, it is called, it's literally called a Minotaur. That's funny. Oh, okay. Then actually, it's weak to fire. It does grass stuff, so Rocky would make sense of my defense. I don't want Flyboy, so actually let's put in Magma Pillar and Leo. Okay, I think this will go pretty well. Let's ignite him first, and then we'll cast our buffs. A smaller Minotaur would be a Microtaur. Dude, this guy's gonna get destroyed, given that he's weak to what my main, like, dude does, basically. Nanotaur's son. Oh no. It's pretty funny though. Did we do more buffs? I did channel. I thought I was gonna do channel. No, wait, that's all the stuff on him. Whatever. Sorry, I'm having a moment of like, what buffs or debuffs did I do? Or what am I doing? Honestly, go for. I don't think I need to, but I'm gonna do a heal here. Oh, I meant to cast a stain. That's what it was. Yeah, I did channel, and I just forgot to. I forgot to cast a stain, so it's fine. Honestly, as I said, this is gonna be a pretty straightforward fight. But I do like that. Like, this game does, if you are well set up for it, like, the game does reward you. Honestly, do have quite the advantage. Like, I don't think this fight would be, like, unless you had a really bad team for it, I don't know if this type fight would be impossibly tough, but I do know this fight's a lot tougher if you don't have a proper, like, team composition. But we kind of shredded that guy. Come on, 4 stars? Yes! Nice. I've said this early on stream, but I'll say it again, 5 stars is really hard to get. But 4 stars is pretty satisfying and good. You ascended to Keeper Novice rank. New items are available at Traders. Dual Circle is now available at the Keeper's Tower. Wow, you did it! You were braver than me! I thought I was prepared for it. Once I saw this champion, I felt paralyzed. Yeah, Minotaurs are really scary. By the way, did you also meet the suspicious person earlier? Yes. You too are still here. Did you find any champion monsters? Yes, Green just defeated one by herself. What? You must have confused it with a regular monster. The champion must still be around here somewhere. What a big-headed guy! Anyway, I will go back to the keep and try to find something out about the suspicious person we met. Meet me at the library in the Keeper's Stronghold. I mean, I like Will a lot better than that guy who just ran off. Oh, 5, that's, so you can get monster eggs, you just have to 5-star their fights. That's pretty tough, yeah. Well done, Green. That was your first real challenge as a monster keeper. Who knows what else you're capable of. Indeed. Who knows? I might even now save the world or something one day. Probably. But who could really say? So hopefully before I get to any like next major boss thingy, I can get my party up to at least level 1. I'm having a moment. A Kami Inu? What is that? Okay, I'll just do normal claws then. Nice. Secrets. I don't know if I'd say 5-star is crazy important. But it does have its relevancies. Like, I'd imagine. But at least at the moment, and who knows, maybe later on it will be. But it doesn't seem like the game is punishing me for a lack of like, oh, you don't have the big 5-star monsters. But yeah, getting to that point would definitely require some doing. That I don't think I'm currently actually capable of. Unless it was like really early game stuff, but even then. Oh, nice! I got a Frosty egg. Oh, the dog statue, the lion dogs. Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. Let's hatch a Frosty. This cute little guy. I'm not gonna bother naming him. I don't think I'll use him in my party, though. He does, chill. Oh, you can even do multi-chill. That's pretty cool. I feel like I can already formulate a very relevant way that he could be used, but for right now it's not too. Frosty the Ice Cream Maker, yes. also, sorry for that background noise. But, let's like more hazelnuts. What I was gonna say. Jeez. Wait, I just can't hear all that. What is it? Just a little mentally distracted. I unfortunately don't know if I'll be able to. Yeah. Might have to call the stream semi-soon. If that keeps being a thing. But I'll see. I mean, it's kind of late, so I might in general have to call the stream kind of soon, unfortunately. But at least try to clear out this current area before I do anything like that. Because I want to. I'm gonna be honest. I mean, I don't, not to say I can clear literally everything here, because, you know, it's an exploration Metroidvania game. Of course, there's little things I can't quite get to, but how? That's kind of hurting right now, in general. Well, okay, kill that guy. Oh, oops, I didn't realize that you are... Okay, I should have done that the other way around. Oops. Don't kill anyone. Okay, it's fine. Okay, it doesn't seem like it's much difficult. But, you know, as I was saying, I want to do everything I can before at least in this area, before I close off for the night, because I know there's a decent bit of a few more things that I can do here. Okay, nice. There's some level 10s. Getting this level is, of course, important because it unlocks the next, like, tech tree, basically. And Mass Restore is so relevant and good to have. Having a group heal is nice, especially one that removes a debuff from literally everyone you heal. A life overload, super good. Like, that's just straight up a stat buff. Ignite. Let's do more, that does do more attacks, which is good. Shred's good. Oh my god. Mana burn. Whenever an enemy takes burn damage, draining 10 mana. Critical flames. Oh, right. That is something I really much wanted. I do kind of want to go for the, like... Okay, that's 300%, 270, more fire damage for critical chance. I think I'll go with critical flames. Yeah, there's a lot of very relevant stuff to do there for sure. Buffing shield. Gives a shield. Improved regeneration. Let's give you... Fireball, Storm, and Magic Plus. Slimy, you can get Magic Proc. That is fair, that is true. The 10% chance is pretty nice. Okay. Oh, well, here's something I don't have yet, which is something to see in the darkness. Yeah, well, for most things, I'd say it's not ultra important. It might not be for him either, but, you know, it's very clearly a, useful thing for words. I mean, it's kind of something that he's, I guess, lacking a little bit. Not liking. I am so bad at talking tonight. It's very frustrating. I guess what I'm trying to say is it's relevant with a lot of his attacks. Because he does a lot of fire attacks. It's unfortunate. Wait, does the fire claws... I don't think they do they? I was like, oh yeah, fire claws. Those will burn, obviously. I don't think that's accurate, actually. Unfortunately, I don't think they, I don't think the fire claws actually inflict burning. I guess I mentally was like, oh yeah, they'll do that. No. This battle's gonna come out a little inefficient, but whatever. I probably should have just upgraded one of his claw attacks first, like his fire claws, or even just normal claws, but I guess with that, I have the awkward thing, because it is super useful to have, but then I have to try and, like, get his mana to work in a way that makes sense with that, which is a pain. Right, it all depends on the skills used. That's fair. Nice. There we go. Which I do appreciate. I feel like this game has a lot less chance involved. Also, ow, my bird. Let's fix you up a little bit. I feel like this game has a lot less chance involved than something like Pokemon's crits being, you know, kind of the obvious exception to the rule. Nice. Level up. I also got a monk egg. I finally got another monster egg, which I'll hatch, even though I don't think I'm gonna bother worrying about the monk. I don't think he has anything I want, but he secretly does. No. I mean, he has some neat, like, everything in this game has neat things. There are very legitimate, like, there is probably so many potential legitimate builds in this game. Multi-sidekick, are you kidding me? Of course I'm gonna be multi-sidekick. Sun Palace. I don't think I have any lightning creatures that can do anything with that. I'm pretty sure there's actually not a way to have any lightning creatures that can interact with that at the moment, to be honest. Luckily, I do have creatures that can interact with this puzzle. Boop. This puzzle's pretty simple. You just need to push the block, put the mushrooms on the other buttons, and get a treasure chest. Coat +2. Oh hey, my Yowie can make some use of that. Having the knowledge that I do, saying that always sounds weird. But, you know, whatever. I'd love if Rocky could get one more level before the next boss fight. I don't know if he can, though. Who else? Actually, Magma Pill, what are you? Actually, okay. Leo... Ah, shoot. actually, I could have gone Ignite would have, because I think if I remember right, I'm coming up upon a boss that eats physical attacks and is weak to magic. He's the first thing where it's like, oh, I need to actually pay attention to my party layout, because, you know, like, obviously, if you, like, there's just nothing you can do if you have a bunch of physical attackers. Luckily, most of my party's pretty well, like, mixed. Hello, fellow traveler, you're a monster keeper, aren't you? That's an interesting melty cat thing you have. How many champion monsters have you bested so far? 3? Not bad. Me? There's a monster of my own, alright, but I don't mess with champion monsters. I'm just a wanderer exploring the different regions of the sanctuary. Sometimes I find some treasure. To it. You keep doing the good work. These crystal shards will come in handy when you're deep in some dungeons. Crystal shards are special items. You can teleport them to home. Farewell then. I wish you the best on your adventures. So these are useful for that. So I can't interact with those. Okay, I think I'll be fine. Rocky, Magma Pillar, and Leo should be able to handle this, I think. Hopefully I'm right. But yeah, see, you can see there. He's weak to magic, strong against physical and debuffs. Choose monster. Rocky. Magma. Leo. What's more important to start with? Let's start with channel. Actually, yeah, let's just get our buffs going before we worry too much about the damage. Actually, especially because, I mean, basically, I'm now stuck using Ignite instead of my usual stuff, which feels weird, but that's okay. Once again, I like that it makes you kind of mix things up in ways you wouldn't necessarily normally. Like, normally for this sort of game, I would basically just always, you know, I would just kind of spam the same thing. And I guess you don't, I mean, Pokemon does kind of do, whatever. You know what I mean. It's nice, I guess, compared to a lot of JRPGs. Not necessarily Pokemon games, if that's why it's cool to have, like, a Pokemon game with some deeper mechanics, because you have to think of your party set up a little more than in a lot of games. Where, in a lot of games, I'm just like, oh, I'll just pick the same 3 characters for every fight, because I like them. Oh yes, also Skelly Man. Ow, kinda hurt. Also, you're burning my fire doggo, which is just rude and weird. Or wait, lion. I'm calling him a dog. Whatever. Who cares? Who cares if I call him a doggo or not? But I can't help but feel like I'm, trying to think of the wording here. Once again, I'm being just terrible with words tonight. I can't help but feel like I'm not dealing as much damage as I guess I had mentally expected I would be. I don't really know why. I guess just because I have a pretty... Well, then again, despite having a party that has, like, I mean, it's not like a lot of these are necessarily, like, magic central units. Yeah, that sounds like Pokemon. Got a legendary and then you just win the game. But hey, I beat him. Murdered Skelly, bro. I got a medallion. Defense, crit damage, mana regen. Nice. Yeti guy leveled up. Got a scroll. Hey. And something I do like is, which I think is not crazy uncommon with these sorts of games, is that the game does have, like, you can go through past areas you've explored, which is always, like, why am I not explaining anything right today? I hate that. Okay, let's try to actually use words like a real person. I like the fact that you go through... the game has shortcuts that you unlock to past areas. Oh my god, that was so hard to say. Something's wrong with me, dude. I hate it. I hate when I just can't say words properly. It's probably one of the worst feelings to ever happen to anyone. But yeah, I might fight some random monsters, maybe a little spoilery, but there is a hidden monster amongst these monsters, so... Thank you, I do appreciate that. So, here, I wonder if I think I can actually do this with, ooh, that's a bit of a tougher one. Oh, I think I know how to do this. Do that. There we go. Neat. I do like the little platforming challenges in this game. They're a fun mix-up of things. Like, they're a fun change of pace without being, like, feeling impossible or frustrating or anything, at least in my opinion. Oh yeah, these guys are weak to fire. Well, this is gonna go fast. At least I'm pretty sure it will. Especially if they keep using all their attacks on my super defense boy here. Oh yes, this game has a lot of mechanics to it, for sure. Which I think is pretty cool, if I'm gonna be honest, actually. Like that. There's always a lot going on. And while admittedly that does make streaming it a little bit tougher, it's... Ooh, ow. Okay, you know what? You guys made a point. You hurt my precious plant boy. That being said, he's also really hard to do much to, so I mean... I don't know, it's pretty whatever. Man, I'm still in a weird place, or a part of me is like, okay, well, I could switch things up here. Oh yeah, we haven't even seen a monster get knocked out yet. Well, they don't die or anything. If a monster gets knocked out, yeah, it's KO'd for the fight. Oh, dude, that was sick. No, you don't lose it. There's no permadeath in this game. It's just knocked out for that fight. Yeah, this game would be miserable with permadeath. It'd basically be unplayable, and I would probably hate it. Yeah, I don't think I'd Nuzlocke this game, which is funny because I don't actually think I've even had a monster get KO'd. No, I think I had one earlier. Maybe? I'm not 100% sure, actually. If I have, it hasn't happened much. But it can happen pretty freaking fast in this game. Health and crit chance. Oh, he already has a better coat. Anyways, what do we have here? Mana ring. That's probably useful. Snowy Peaks. Hello there. I was just taking a stroll around here. pass the platforming challenge in Dangerous Yetis. Ain't the snowy peaks just the most magnificent sight of the sanctuary? Well then, how have you been doing so far? You're a keeper novice now, huh? I gotta admit, that was pretty quick. To be honest with you, the snowy peaks seem to be calm and peaceful right now. At least I haven't heard anything yet. But hey, it's said that it's at strange times a keeper in need might be able to communicate with the frozen oracle. Oh, that's interesting, Night Striker. I'll have to look into that. Supposedly, she could answer any question or tell you where you would need to go or find a lost object. Who knows? Perhaps you're the lucky one who might find her. I'm certainly not going to jump into that cold lake. That's right, the oracle's supposed to be somewhere in the frozen lake on the west of the snowy peaks. Why don't you take a dive and see if there's any truth to the story? Well, I'll head back to the farm in just a moment. Do anything foolish. I was just kidding about the frozen lake, you know that? Yeah, it's a good thing that I'm in a game and don't have to actually deal with the cold, because I feel like that would be really bad for you. How are these monsters? Level 10s? I can deal with that. Oh, also they're all weak to fire, dude! Actually, if they're all weak to fire, I'm gonna start bringing out the magma pillar. Oh yeah, actually that's another reason that I think that, yeah, I don't think that worked very well in this game because of the Metroidvania elements. Like, not even that, because you could just make the monsters not usable for battle, but like make them usable for platforming, but like the design of the general game would be difficult, and even as a player-induced challenge, I just want to try to keep track of what monsters I have for utility and what monsters I have for, like, actual gameplay. Like I said, I'll look into it after the stream. Not that I'm promising to donate any, but, you know, who knows. If it speaks to me, I might. I doubt I'll be... Sadly, I don't think I'm as generous a soul as you, but, you know, I might toss a few coins at it. Oh, okay, don't... Oh, it's already kickstarted. You're just hoping that the game turns out well. Sorry about that. I hadn't looked at it, so it's just me being unaware of things. But, fair. Restore, shield cast, protector. Just sounds good. To protector, just everything takes less damage? Fuck yeah. Actually, it's pretty fucking good for that Leo. So probably, especially for this area, upgrade those fire claws, dude. Magma pillar, fireball storm. Oh, okay, so it's the... I thought it was like it hit everything. Okay, so it's the same thing, but it doesn't have the D. So it's just a better version, but it doesn't have the debuff. It does more damage, but without the D. Though it doesn't have the, as many hits to it. Mana proc. Oh, I should have had you build up to that. Then again, there's a lot of these things that are really freaking useful. Apply buff. Also, apply shield. Okay, let's do that so I can build you up to mana proc. Oh goodness, there are a lot of valid choices, yeah. kind of super intimidating. Maximum health. Healing shield. That. A storm hits all enemies and does chill, which is kind of relevant to that thing I want down there. Actually, I think I'm for now gonna switch Magma Pillar just because, I mean, I'm in the ice place. I'm in the ice place. I think it makes sense to swap in the, there's a treasure chest up there that I can't reach from here. Makes sense to just always have the, you know, fire monsters on my team. Besides my healer. Always gotta have a healer. Actually, that brings up the question, what do you have? Feed? What do I have? Nothing I really... what do you have again? I don't think there's anything too wrong there. Yeah, Chill and Congeal seemed like the kind of combo that I want. Also, Mogwais, I want them. There's so many freaking cool monsters in this game. Also, I kind of probably should have looked into balancing out my magic usage a little bit, but don't see. Nice. I'll see how this goes. Ow, that hurt. There's a little more, but it's not too bad. Yeah, let's go ahead and just defeat them after dark. Kinda looks like somebody already might have, to be honest. They seem pretty evil, and dang, those fireballs are kinda scary, honestly. Man, fire damage on things that have fire weakness is like super duper good. The burn damage. Obviously the fire damage. If the extra burn damage add, like, it's been consistently killing, it didn't kill him, but it's been consistently killing a lot of these other dudes. Almost destroyed the entire fight like that. Either way, it wasn't bad. Got a 4-star. Oh, come on, dude. I want more dudes. Give me more dudes. I want all of them. I want all the new monsters. Because actually, funny enough, that shows this game is a pretty good exploration game. I have not actually been to this area before. I didn't realize there was an entire, like, ace area over here that you could just go to. It's kind of rad, honestly. I've already have a lot of respect for this game. Like, I think that's so cool. There's so much exploration, and like, I already have gone, like, in my other single-player game, I've done so many other things for coming here. I wonder if that's part of why the fight with the one dude was so freaking hard though, because I never came here. Maybe the game kind of expects you to. So maybe that's partially my bad, I don't know. Take the fucking crates. I love the crates. This feels so good. Just tearing through these dudes. Having a full, like, fire party setup feels pretty fun. Well, I guess it's not a full fire party. I could technically bring the Tengu dude in, but I feel like this is pretty good. Ah, there we go. Ice Blob. Nice. And a Vitality Ring. That's probably pretty good for you. That looked like a lot of extra health. Vitality Ring +3. Yeah, there we go. Sick. Ice Blob. really cool. That's just a thing that I haven't seen before. Let's look at its stuff, examine it in depth. So what do we have? We have freeze. So of course it gives the chill debuff. So I don't think I've actually even brought up what the chill debuff does, but it's pretty good. The chill debuff makes monsters lose mana whenever it's applied. And mana regeneration is reduced by 20%, so it can kind of screw enemy monsters out of being able to do much, like, to you, like, at least out of their normal stuff. Sub-Zero chilled enemies take more damage. Honestly, if I wanted to build a chill, like a freezing build, this guy seems pretty freaking good for it. Him along with the, Yowie here. I don't think that's what I necessarily want to go for in this particular game, but it's pretty rad, honestly. Once again, there's just so many things you can do in this game. It's pretty great. And, you know, it might even be the kind of thing that I come back to and I'm like, actually, this is... Maybe it'll even be worth doing, like, for a dungeon with a lot of, like, enemies that are weak to ice. You never know. You never know. Oh, weird. Does the lover just do that? I don't know why that amused me. Also, I like that even the ones like this one just breaks things, and this one breaks things, but I like that they have like different animations for all of their things. Oh yeah, in fact, you can use the this thing for the same thing the bird can do, but once again, like, you have a different animation doing it with them. Or, you know what I mean. There's nothing that, yeah, anyways. Oh, is this the maybe I can't go any farther into here. Maybe it's like one of those, oh, you could come in here and look, but you've got to come back kind of deals. Because I don't seem to be able to, I'm just so close, but I can't seem to quite make that jump. Can't get through there. And I also can't jump anywhere else here. Like, I can't get up there. So I guess I'll just have to return later. Oh, it was so fun coming here, seeing the new monsters and all of that stuff. And it was pretty worth the experience, honestly. Hold as the right visuals and holding it to the door. Freeze your hands? Yeah, hopefully. I'm gonna come back here real quick, actually. Can I get these things to respawn? I do wish there was sometimes an easier way to get things to respawn. Whatever. I kind of wanted to try and get the Mogwais. Like, I know I'm probably not gonna put them in my deck, but but I want one. Who knows, it might even help me out here somehow. But I can't get one. I mean, I can, for whatever reason, these dudes respawned. How close are we to levels? Status... halfway there. I guess I shouldn't necessarily worry too much about it. I'm a little nervous that I'm not going to be able to beat my first rival. At the moment, like, I theoretically have a good setup for him. I even have a good... Actually, I guess I should be fine. I technically have his elemental weakness of sorts. Oh. Oh, cool. That's something I haven't done. A shield. Oh, a shield weapon. So that'd be good for, like, well... That'd be theoretically good for Rocky. That'd be theoretically great if I just cared about his damage, but unfortunately his magic, I mean his healing still comes from magic, so yeah. So that's cool. I missed a lever in the ice area? Did I? Shoot. I wonder if the Tanuki can just be any of these. Or if it's like this, because I think I remember it's a specific one. I got a treasure chest in the ice area. I wonder if you're overpowered like that, how do I get like 5 stars? I do. Neat. Well, I guess that's at least good for getting rankings. I'm trying to remember where the other, like, I think I'm coming up to it. There should be a spot here relevant for, you know, jumping up to, I think, which is another thing that I don't think I ever did. Pretty easy to get extra eggs from older areas. That's a fair point. I mean, at the very least, even if I'm not, like, getting the, give us any points. Oh, well. But yeah, it's at least something, the points for doing this stuff. Up there. There. Can I get that yet? Yes! What is that? I want it. What are you? You're like Manticorp? You're okay, you're weak to a physical, but okay, so you're weak to physical, strong against magic, so I actually, oops, controller's being a dope. Okay, I want Rocky, do not want Magma Pillar, I want Flyboy, and I want Leo. I definitely want to get one of these. These seem kind of weird, but pretty cute. Anyways, sorry if I do miss anything, anyone. This is my first, not really my first time, but it's still basically my first time playing. It is my first time playing through the game. It is my first time playing the game, but it is my first time, like, there's a lot of these things I didn't find my first time playing, so there's a lot of things that are going to be very new to me, so, you know. There might just be things that I don't immediately know about or find. Yeah, exactly. And thank you, Silver. I'm glad that it is an idea that was appreciated. I'm having a lot of fun. Also, I swear, like, the ice attacks in this game always seem so crazy brutal to me, where I'm like, dude, you freaking froze my dude alive. It kinda seems like he'd probably die a little bit, if I'm gonna be honest. Ah, so close. I don't think we're probably not gonna go high enough ranking for the eggs, honestly. 3. I don't actually know if it's just drop rate or if you can, like, a harp. Mana regeneration, healing skills. Oh, dude. Actually, wait, do you use... I might give him the harp. Well, I'll probably upgrade it first. Can I drop down from here? No, apparently you just die. It's kind of funny. I don't know why that's funny. Just, you know, it's like, oh, I'm gonna fall down from here to the next screen. Nope, just freaking died, dead. Luckily the game's not so mean about that. It's just like, oh, well, get teleported back. It's kind of funny though. I would have thought you'd be able to fall down, but I guess not. Is there anything up here? Ah. Can't get eggs 3 stars if the odds are pretty bad. Ah, that's a shame. Fair enough. Oh, these things are technically a little... I mean, they're level 5, so they're a little bit harder. Though, nothing that I'm thinking I'll have too much trouble with. There we go. But I will kill them in literally 1 turn. Oh no. I'll have to put in more effort than a single turn victory. There we go. Though the game is so mean about those star ratings though. Like, oh no, you didn't win the battle in literally 1 turn. You must not be a 5-star trainer. Kind of a bit of, they're kind of jerks really if you think about it. Just ratings are so picky. I never even went in there this time. Oh, there's so many things I missed in here. But before I do that, I want to find a Tanuki. I want to show off the Tanuki. I don't know if I want him in my party, but I want him to exist. I have to show people and be like, look, guys, it's a thing. It's adorable. Okay, I think I remember where it was. If it always shows up in the same location. If it doesn't always show up in the same location, then I don't know. Yeah. It's a shame the final hits aren't on it. It's honestly a shame the final hits aren't doing more damage on these things. They can replace those monsters in the area at random. Okay, then I guess I'll just keep fighting randoms in this area. Hopefully it doesn't take me too long. If it takes me too long, I'll give up on it. But, you know. I want to find a Tanuki. I think that'd be cool. It's kind of an interesting monster to find and be like, hey guys, look. See, here's the group. It'd be so funny if it's the same group. No, it's not this time. But this is the group I founded in my single-player game, which is why I know the Tanukis exist in this game, because I found one here, and I was like, dude, it's a Tanuki. Awesome. I wonder if I'm gonna have the unfortunate factor that my Fire Lion's gonna, like, end up eventually kind of, not being super good late game, because he's a really good early game. Like, that's something I felt like when I was playing. I was always like, because I didn't use the Fire Caterpillar in my last playthrough, and I was always like, I kind of wish I had a Fire Elemental, because Fire seems really good. Like, there's a lot of things that are weak to fire, in my opinion. Not like in a bad way, just like it's a thing I've noticed. But I feel like that's always something in some games like these, right? Like even in Monster Hunters, in some Monster Hunters, there's just an element that's kind of like generally really good to have, because there's a lot of things that happen to be weak to that element in the game. In that particular Monster Hunter game. But I don't think there's anything like wrong. It's just kind of how these things go. Alright. Well, I'm glad that it's solid. Hopefully it doesn't fall off too much, because, yeah, I honestly, like, I'm growing pretty fond of my Fire Lion. I'll just make sure that he has his normal claw attack leveled up too, so when he runs into fire-resistant things, he can still claw them in the face, and, you know, it'll be okay. Oops, I'm being really derp with platform right now. That's not even where I really want to go. Let's go this way. Dude, there's no Tanukis anywhere. I'm gonna fucking... I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna be mad about it. Did I just do a really dumb thing and, like, fail to kill multiple... whatever. I guess it doesn't really matter. I just can't believe I failed, like, I didn't kill 2 that time. But sometimes it happens. At worst, the game is like, oh no, you're not a 5-star player, and that kind of barely matters. I mean, like, outside of getting some rare stuff. I'll take the level ups, though. Healing shield. That healing shield seems super good. So does restore too. I'm gonna keep going in on giving Rocky some of these things. Mana proc, that's what I wanted for you. That's super useful, and power. Okay, let's do Empower for now, but basically all of these are relevant. Actually, I think that mana burn's gonna be really good for keeping, like, consistency on, like, having a good amount of mana going. So that's good. Want you to keep beefing up your heals too, because that's a big thing that I'm going to need once we're doing the fights, like the fights against other trainers, is we're going to need healing. That's just kind of a factual thing. Oh wait, these are fine things, of course that's especially effective. This is, though. Even without crates, that's pretty freaking good. Okay, but I think I'm gonna give up for now. As much as I would have loved to show off the Tanukis, they're just apparently not happening for me. The game's just like, fuck you. Tanukis, you don't need those. Just get a bunch of, you'll just get a fuck ton of normal monsters, monsterings, whatever. Yeah, you win today, Tanuki. I'll be back. Oh yeah, also your monsters level up over time, and you get points from that. It's kind of funny. I feel like I spent a lot more time into this when on single player, but I also did a little more grinding. I'm gonna try to not do that too much here. It's because I can't imagine that's the most fun thing in the world to watch. Hey. You upgrade the harp here. Mana regeneration and a little bit more healing power. Okay, now that I've done that, staff is useful, shuriken. Heck yeah. Definitely upgrade my fire doggo. Oh, are you going to bed soon, Silver? Or now, or are you busy? But I'm glad you had fun. Staff upgrade. I'm obviously gonna just spend a little bit to go through and, you know, upgrade what I can here. I think I'm pretty good on that stuff one, actually. Let's upgrade that. Got that. Okay. Equipment. Anyone missing? Yeah. My slime is missing literally his entire equipment set. Okay, fair enough. Well, I still appreciate the compliment. Sorcery, sidekick, barrier. Do that. Okay, you. Oh wait, heart +2. Which doesn't mean he now doesn't have like any physical power, but that's fine. I would much rather just have, especially against a tough fight, I would much rather just have a healing bitch, to be honest. Kind of a little super useful. Let's see. Defense. I don't super know what to give my slime, so I'm just kind of like, I'm not too worried about that. I'm hoping I won't really need to dip into that, but I'll see. I'll see. I also might see if there's any, because there are more items as the game said, so I'm gonna see if there's any, like, you know, slight little beef ups I can buy. The items, you can't use items in those battles, which is fine, actually, kind of like that. Once again, it, like, I mean, it makes the competition feel more fair from both sides. You can't win, battles with other monster tamers by just cheaping out with healing items, and the same goes for them. You don't have to deal with the annoyance of, like, beating up, you know, one of the champions' best Pokemon, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, I'll just toss it for a freaking super potion, like an asshole. None of that, and I honestly appreciate it. I think that that was a really smart choice, game design-wise. Give Leo some grapes. Magma. I'm gonna be honest, I'm just gonna give Magma Pillar some defensive stuff. Which I think was probably how I'm gonna feed most of my party, is just kind of defense-y items. Because I really don't want them to die. That'd suck. Slightly better crit item, I guess. Just because. Alright, there we go. Everyone's fed. Everyone's fed, everyone's level 12. Okay, I'm gonna do this fight, and that might be, I think that'll be the end of the stream. It's late. I need to not be too loud and all of that stuff. Oh wait, do you have any? Keepers to access your current rank as a Keeper Novice. You need to field one more champion to send the Keeper Seeker. Oh wait, am I not ready for that? Oh wait, I am Keeper. Okay, yeah. Be enough to qualify for training. This training is to complete your initiation. Step every fledgling has to pass at some point. You need 2 aspiring. Planning to train you together with Will. You must have met him by now. He's the heir to the Spectral Toad bloodline. I think he's in the library to the East Stronghold's Teleporter Stone. Apparently I need to go find Will. I don't even fucking remember this part. Fucking Will. Fight previously defeated champions here. So here's where you can fight the different champions to try and get that elusive 5-star ranking so you can get their monster eggs, apparently. I've never done that, and I'm not planning to try and stream myself doing that anytime soon. It'll happen eventually. Hey Will, what the fuck are you doing? I found a clue about the masked stranger in the blue caves, as my familiar had a vague memory of his mask, just as your familiar, I imagine. So it didn't take me too long to find something in the archives. First off, you know all about the old world, right? Oh yeah, I didn't mention that, but yes, there was a chance to redo the fights, luckily. The old world is what's outside the monster sanctuary. Our current year is 490 AC, means after creation. 490 years ago, there was a war between the first monster keepers and the kings of the old world. Sanctuary was created during that war, magical barriers separating from the rest of the world anyway. Ever since that war over 490 years ago, the humans of the old world have been pursuing ways to explore all the uncharted regions of the earth and to learn all the secrets of nature. They call it science. However, there was still a great number of alchemists in many countries of the old world during that time. Alchemy is an ever-changing craft. Salt is unpredictable and oftentimes dangerous, similar to magic. By 200 AC, alchemy was outlawed in all of the empires of the old world and even prosecuted in some areas. But the oldest order of alchemists remained, and they fled to the monster sanctuary in secret. All I found in these archives and the books here, there's nothing written about what happened to the alchemists came to the sanctuary. That's really odd, don't you think? There's supposed to be more books somewhere in the Stronghold Dungeon, which is east of the thing. We've got to do the Battle Keeper training before we can go there, though. The Keeper battle training is in the Keeper's Tower, just was this room. I'll go ahead. The alchemists, what wonderful people with old-fashioned masks. I actually am kind of curious, because I feel like that's something I don't know much about the game. I like this guy's slash that he does. It even has like a thing when you hit something, a little effect, which I think is super cool. Anyways, the Keeper Duel trainer said he wants to talk to you first for some reason. I'm nervous. Well done, you've beaten enough champion monsters to qualify for Keeper Duel training. This training will complete your initiation as a Keeper Novice. It's a step every fledgling monster keeper takes at some point. Technically, Will hasn't beaten enough champion monsters. However, we've decided to make an exception in this case for 2 reasons. For one, we need at least 2 aspiring keepers for this training, so you'd have to wait for Will or another new keeper to beat enough champion monsters. More importantly, we feared it might take a long time for Will to achieve that. His parents say he's always got his head in the clouds, and he kind of sucks dick. However, he's a very smart and talented young man. We hope that this training will give him a confidence boost by showing him what his monsters are capable of. But I'm not telling you to hold back on him. Kick his fucking ass. Alright, we'll get over here and I'll explain the duels. I'm the duel trainer. It's my task to teach young keepers out the rules. For 1,000 years or more, humans have settled disputes by dueling. However, only when the Monster Sanctuary was created, the first monster keepers established a fixed set of rules for this kind of duel. Firstly, neither keeper nor monsters be seriously injured, because that'd be stupid. That should be a given for both of you anyways. In a keeper duel, each keeper uses their full team of 6, but always uses a keeper. But a keeper may not use more than 3 at once. If a monster gets knocked out, its keeper may switch in one of the monsters from the team. Turn order is the keeper duel is determined by chance. The keeper is the first turn may only use 2 of their 3 chosen monsters in their first turn as a drawback. Keeper who has a second turn can use all 3 more active monsters. The battle proceeds normally from that point. Items are not allowed. Once either keepers manage to knock out all 6 Pokemon, he has won. That concludes the theoretical part of the training. Now you two will kick each other's ass. I'm not quite ready, actually. Yeah, pretty much. And yeah, there's a full slash noise. I think I want Rocky to have, oh, he does already have a... How high is his mana regen? And how high is his... Because I'm basically going to want to be able to spam this. I think I'm going to give him another... Even if it decreases his defense value, which sucks, I think I'm going to give him another... A better magic read. Yeah, sustain ring. There we go. Make sure my healer can, in fact, heal every fucking turn. Non-stop. The only thing that sucks is he's gonna have to spend his first turn on getting that healing. Should I have my slime first? 2 healers. Hopefully that's not necessary. Rocky is pretty tanky. Leo is actually the least tanky by far. Here's hoping I'm actually ready. Yeah, actually it's a fair point. Maybe I will do a healer party. Alright, Green. Spectral Eye and Bloodline, I challenge you to this Keeper's Duel. Okay. You... Slimy and... So I'm gonna go ahead and start with the channel. I guess we go first, so it's... whatever. I wasn't sure. You never know. Well... yeah. This'll make this fight way easier. The fact that the Spectral Toad is, weak to fire kind of is super freaking good for me. Because unsurprisingly, the Keeper Toad is his best monster by a lot. So, you know. Yeah, Toad is the tankiest starter. And does a lot of annoying bullshit. But I'm going to kind of be able to bypass that. But yeah, I think I'm gonna switch my slime boy out. I was just kind of worried about like getting, you know, beaten down too fast, but I think it'll be fine. There, yeah. Because one of the issues I had with the last time I fought this dude is the fact that I didn't have an efficient way to beat up his Toad, which was kind of a problem, but now I have an efficient way to do that, and I also have an efficient way to get rid of all these fucking annoying debuffs, so he can't really... So basically he's just fucked. Like, his poison build, that his entire... Like, it's funny, I really probably way built this up, considering I'm willing to bet that this time I'm going to just destroy. Right? Like, I am not concerned anymore. The most theoretically annoying part of this is just that I'm going to basically every turn have to have my healer use Mass Restore, so, we can get rid of these debuffs, but it's not even the worst thing in the world. Like, whatever. My healer has to spam healing, but we win. Like, a bunch of his dudes are weak to mine. We've already taken out his tankiest, his starter, which is really tanky and the most dangerous part of his team by far. So, we basically already won. Admittedly, I did specifically pick my healer, because last time I was using the slime as my main healer. This time I have the forethought, the realization of like, oh, it would make sense to go ahead and, like, have a better, a healer that gets rid of the debuffs. Having a healer that just eliminates the debuff problem is really awesome. Yeah, I mean, there's no reason not to. When I get rid of these just don't want to deal with these debuffs. They're no fun. It's funny that I was worried about this. It's like, oh no, this is gonna go super embarrassing. I'm gonna lose to Will on stream and everyone's gonna make fun of me because I suck. It's kind of the opposite though. I was, like I said, I almost feel bad. Not only did I really oversell how tough Will is, but like, this is just, Will is kind of looking like he sucks really bad. Like, he basically can't win anymore. Like, I've taken down half his team. He hasn't even touched mine. And, even the newest thing he brought out is weak to fire. Like, I didn't realize how weak to fire his entire team is, and I guess it does show that, like, I kind of feel like I undersold. Oh, these things, actually, no, I'm wrong. These Frosties resist fire. Oh, that's fascinating. I'm still gonna set it on fire. I don't care if it resists fire, I'm still going to set it on fire, but fine. In that case, I'll try to take out the bird first. Just to go ahead and get it done. Right, having a dedicated healer is honestly super good. I might just do that. Maybe I'll even do that. Maybe I'll have, like, an off healer for random encounters and just have this guy have a dedicated healer build, because it seems to work super duper well. Like, he seems to be kind of an amazing healer. I guess just get rid of those third shields. Ha, I didn't realize that, I guess I probably at this point should theoretically be swapping out actually that's a fair point. I could be swapping out my party members, like, there's no real reason I need to have in my burn caterpillar thing here. I always, like, see that's such a thing that I'm really bad at forgetting things like this. Okay, Flyboy. I think you'll be effective against a lot of these nerds. I'm gonna keep my main boy though. I mean, this freaking crit build is still pretty solid, even if I can't do fire attacks. Oh, also, this is something that I believe only shows up in Keeper battles. When a Keeper battle takes long enough, you get the Infinity thing, which increases the damage that's dealt. And it works on... It gets stacked on both sides of the team. And it basically is something to prevent the battle, I guess, from going on indefinitely. Not that I think that was too much of a possibility here anyways, but, you know, it's nice. I mean, there we go. The Infinity Arena? Huh. I haven't actually used that, like, at all. Let's do a sidekick, I guess. Start getting a few buffs going. Weak to water. I do have one guy who does that, though. I think I'll be fine. I'll just keep doing beefy buffs. And eventually, this caterpillar will just be super duper dead. And when I say eventually, I mean this turn. Nice. The stacking buffs make it pretty hard to go forever. Interesting. I'll have to try it sometime, but for now I'm happy. Keeper Will has no more monsters in the team. To continue the fight, Keeper Green is the winner. Have earned your reward. Ooh, reward box. Just a random item, but still, that's cool. That's a thing I didn't, like I said, not bad, kid. I knew we could beat them, but you did a good job, too. Because you can actually, if you lose this battle, the game doesn't end or anything. Well done, friend. Did a really good job raising our monsters, and your strategy was smart, too. I'm just wondering what I could have done differently to win. Could have been less of a bitch. I mean, honestly, you just had weakness to me, sighing. Kind of just sucks for you. Alright then, you've completed your Keeper Duel training. You may now proceed to the other areas of the Sanctuary and challenge other Monster Keepers you encounter. Monster Keepers let you gain experience points, and each Keeper also has a different item reward in store for you to beat them. Trial Dungeon now. We've got to find those history books. I hope it'll be there too, Green. Help him to get braver. Either way, you should keep an eye on him. Strange things are going on nowadays. Number of champion monsters is completely abnormal. By the way, I offer Keeper Duel challenges to you if you wish to test your skills against me. Nice. So let's see what the heck is in my reward box. Bronze. Wow. Amazing. That's kind of lame. Freaking. Good job, you did the fight, you beat him. Have a bronze. Something can get from, anything. Oh, here, I got some gems, because my monsters are high enough level to defend the place super duper well. Or pretty well, I don't know, super well. Either way, I'm having a lot of fun. I'm probably gonna try to get back to this, because I am, legitimately, I'm legitimately having fun. I would love to stream this, for a while, but, it's late. I should, stop streaming, sadly. Not wake up everyone in the house and make them super grumpy at me because I'm streaming at, midnight. But thank you all for watching. It was fun to show off the game, fun to beat up Will. Stream my super cool monsters team. Leo's actually pretty badass. I like him. I like him a lot more than the Ice Wolf, honestly. Thank you all for watching, and hope to see you all next time.